the show. Everybody is Dee. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDee's reactions, videos and live things. DeeDee's reactions, she's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Keep it real, keep it DeeDee's reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDee's reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl, DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. Listen, put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. Please put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me fine. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. I hope y'all are doing great. Listen, happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Okay. I thought it was Thursday. Y'all, I thought today was Thursday, child. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching, everybody who supports the channel. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button, y'all. That is super, super important. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. That definitely helps the channel out. Definitely helps the channel out. Quick 504. I'm glad you enjoyed Mardi Gras. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Hit the like button as you come into the building, y'all. That definitely helps the channel out. So make sure you are doing that. Also, if you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, but you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, share, and all that good stuff. And make sure you get ready to chime in the chat. I want to hear your thoughts on this particular topic, y'all. So it's been a minute since I talked about Anton and the whole Micca situation, y'all. But this new interview has surfaced, so I got to give my 2 cents on it, and I definitely want to hear from y'all. I couldn't wait. Somebody wanted me to react to this, so I'm like, why not? Why not? You know, I wasn't going to, but why not? So I want to give my thoughts on it. I'm gonna pull up the interview, and we're gonna kind of go through it. I want to know y'all thoughts on the whole situation. I have my 2 cents of what I think about what's going on. That's just my opinion. That's just it. Just my little 2 cents. So y'all definitely let me know y'all thoughts. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate y'all for being here and supporting the channel, y'all. So listen, also, if you want to get your comments read, if you want to support the channel via Super Chat or Cash App, go ahead and do that. That definitely helps the channel as well to thrive and grow, y'all. So make sure you are supporting in that way as well. That definitely goes far to support the channel. All right. So make sure you are doing that. So I'm going to get my 2 cents on it. I'm going to pull it up. I have my thoughts about it and I will give them, and I want to hear y'all thoughts as well. Okay. But first I want to play, because looks like, and shout out to Micca. Listen, I don't know her personally. I just see what's on social media. But shout out to her. I want to play because apparently she did an interview with Tasha K, y'all. I've been watching Tasha K for years, and I know a lot of y'all are familiar with Tasha K. Before we get into the main video, I want to play the snippet from Tasha K's interview of what she is going to come out with Micca. You can watch that full on I think TashaK.com. Shout out to Tasha K. She's been doing her thing for a minute now. Much respect to her and all that she does, because it's a lot of work that she's put in. But Micca is going around doing interviews on this whole Anton situation, and I want to give my thoughts on why I think this is a mistake that she's doing. I want to talk on why I think she's not going about this the right way, and why it's going to do more. It's not going to do as much good as she may think. You know, is actually doing the opposite because of the topic of what's happening. And you know, and I know people try to go and you want to do go on different podcasts, and we all want to go on different podcasts and boost our channels and grow our channels, because if you're here to do this, you want to grow your platform. So I understand that, but you got to know when it's the right time or the right situation to grow it, because all publicity is not good publicity. And then especially when it comes to women and the narrative that's being spun or going around about her being a side chick, that is not, in my opinion, a way to grow your platform out here based on that. She does politics, which I think is good, and she has some good things to say, but that is not what people care about. People are only focusing on this side chick situation with Anton, and it's not doing any good for her, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, and what is the focal point of all of this. You know what I mean? Because in this interview, as you guys will see, she talks a little bit of politics first, but nobody cares about that. Everybody wants to go right to the nitty gritty, to the Anton and side chick situation. Nobody's worried about the politics. And I think her doing this, talking about this, is not going to benefit her in the way she thinks, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying. But look at this little clip here that I'm gonna pull up for you guys of Tasha K. And if you want to watch the full video or interview, you would have to go to TashaK.com, if I'm not mistaken. But check this out. Listen to this. Here we go.
Detroit to see him for business?
I went to Detroit, correct.
Okay, so that is, and then you guys went to a Detroit basketball game and sat courtside?
Correct.
Okay, and you did other things out together on a business trip, correct?
No. So from there, went right back to the studio.
And his wife didn't mind you going along to the game?
No, I told you, his wife understands his business dealings, and she's there 90% of the time, if not 999% of the time. She's just usually off camera.
But she wasn't with you that day at the game?
No, she was not.
Your husband could take another woman to a basketball game?
And it stops right there. Oh my God. To watch the full interview, you got to go to TashaKLive.com, and she'll have the full interview. She may even post this on YouTube at some point. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But baby, that just shows you the direction in which, this is going. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not, it's not going in the direction that it should be going, because the focus is not on what she's actually talking about on her platform. Her platform, she's talking about politics. She wants to get in. She is doing that. But if the narrative is keep going toward this whole side chick thing, it's going to derail where she wants the attention. And this happens typically when it comes to women in these spaces, and the fact that now I didn't even know she was married. She's married too. So now, as you guys see, it's taking a different spin. And I just personally, being in this space for quite some time, I don't know if that's going to help her. Jamil 843, thank you for the super chat, says, salute, me and the EBT chick called it quits. Oh my God. Good for you. Good for you, Jamil. Good for you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Good. I'm glad. Oh my God. I forgot. Y'all crazy as hell. Jay, is it J Knight 984 says, hey DeeDee. Hey, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Manny E says, side piece forgot how to play the role, Lord. Oh my God. Child, Manny, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. But let's go ahead. I want to get into it, y'all. Dr. Rich Star, I think that's what it says. Why does it look like she reading off a teleprompter? Who Micca? Ooh, I don't know, child. Maybe child. Oh my God. I don't know. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Okay, let's get into it, y'all, because there's a lot I want to kind of give my thoughts on. Make sure y'all chime in. Make sure you hit the like button, all that good stuff.
Get into Anton Daniels. Here's my thinking. With your vast erudition or knowledge in politics, was that the connection or bond? Because as I understand, he's a conservative, and much of his rhetoric, if you will, is political.
Correct.
Is that fair to say?
That's fair.
That is fair. Was that the bond or the connection between you and Anton?
Absolutely. So I was a watcher of Anton's content way before, I actually knew Anton. So that is one of the bases of my connection with Anton, and also the financial conservatism too, because Anton knows a lot about financial decisions.
Okay, and how would you describe your political relationship with him?
Political relationship, what do you mean?
Yeah, so is it primarily the relationship or the friendship you have is primarily about politics?
Well, no. Well, the relationship that we have now is primarily business.
Or
business.
prior to, when you say now, there's an emphasis that maybe it was different prior to.
No, the only prior to is before I knew him.
Okay.
So before I knew him, of course, I'm a consumer at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm, looking at Anton, like I said, from the conservative politics and the fiscally conservative shows he used to have.
Yeah. And what was it that caught your attention to stay connected to the work that he does?
Before I knew him?
Yep.
Oh,
you said you was a consumer of his work. Yeah.
It would be like the Millionaire Morning Show. That's actually what I did watch. I didn't know Anton's other shows until we started working together.
Sure.
But the Millionaire Morning Show, it has, like I said, it has different components of news, financial information, politics,
sure,
and a little bit of pop culture, which is my lane.
Yeah. And even with that being your lane, how did the lanes collided, if you will? Meaning that at some point, either you reach out, you email, you DM, you say, hey, this is great work you're doing. It's something that I'm interested in knowing more about. How was that establishment?
So Anton reached out to me.
Sure.
And he asked.
Well, let me ask you this, just for clarity for the public. When you say he reached out to you, so if you're a consumer of his work, how does he know to reach out to you?
He doesn't know to reach out to me.
So how?
It just happens that, well, I watch a lot of people.
Sure.
Online, but it just happened that he emailed me. I have my email up on my Instagram. I have it up on my
Yeah, but that's what
YouTube.
I'm asking. How did he know? How did he establish connection with you to know to email you?
Well, from what he told me, somebody sent him my work, and so he wanted to work with me, so he emailed me.
Okay, so someone sent him your information, and then he decided to reach out to you.
Mm-hmm. Somebody sent him my content,
Yep.
and he decided to look me up. He got my email, sent me email.
And if you can be transparent, what did he say in the email, or what did he say that established your interest to move to the next step?
Well, when I got the email, I already knew who Anton Daniels was because I'm
Okay.
watching Anton Daniels.
Yeah.
So he asked if I would be interested in doing an interview. I said, sure.
Okay. And the interview just about, does he normally invite guests to come on?
All the time.
Oh, he does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anton has like one-on-ones with pretty much anybody. If his audience finds somebody intriguing, which
Sure.
is how he found me in the first
Yeah.
place, then he'll bring them on, or if he finds them intriguing.
Yeah. And then you establish this sort of cordial friendship, if you will. Mm-hmm. It's a friendship at that point because you weren't working.
No. So once I did after I did the interview did really, really well.
Okay.
Especially
and what was the
for
interview about?
everything. Anton asked me stuff from relationships, like my thoughts on relationships, because Anton does relationship panels and all of these
Sure.
things. So from relationships to politics to whatever he can come up with.
So it wasn't really a targeted subject, if you will.
Nope.
It was just, I want to have you on and I want to interview you about whatever comes to mind or whatever he is interested in talking about.
Correct.
Some people would say that's a cake bake. Do you feel it was?
And what's a cake bake?
A cake bake is when I have a sort of a hidden agenda, if you will, for reaching out to a specific person, sort of making you believe that it's one thing and it could be something else. I may have insidious characteristics. And then once I'm able to lure you in, if you will, I sort of cake bake that situation, meaning that now I have your attention and I have you a part of my space, if you will.
Ooh, I never looked at it like that. Oh my God. You know, I see why people are saying they like this interviewer. And by the way, the link for this full interview will be in the description box. So, and the link to his channel will be in the description. It's Talk Perspective. Excuse me. Will be in the description, y'all. Yeah, so shout out to Talk Perspective. He for doing this interview. His information will be in the description if you want to go over and support or watch more, watch it again. I see why people are saying they like the interviewer, because they like the way his line of questioning and how he put it. He's getting somewhere with it. It's not just a fluff piece, Unk be streaming. Thank you for the super chat. Says she hid her husband like Drake hid that baby. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat, baby. I didn't know she was married. I didn't know. So, it is what it is. Thank you, Black Butterfly. I appreciate you. Jamil says EBT was mad I ain't take her out on the 14th. Thank you, Jamil. I'm glad you left EBT alone. Divine Photos. What's going on? Divine Photos says her body language alone says she's hiding something. Ooh, thank you, Divine Photos. You ain't lying. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Lord have mercy. I have my thoughts still. Manny E says she doing too much talking. Right. And Manny, thank you for the super chat once again. I really don't think Micca should have did these interviews. I really don't. Not on this. It's taking like I said, it's taking the focus off of her main goal. She wants to do politics. She should be talking politics, not about this whole anti-Daniel. She just reigniting it, and it's not looking good for her. You know what I mean? This is not the thing you want to go viral for. Everybody else is going to eat off of it and talk about it, but it's not looking good for her. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't, I don't know. Arlie, I think I'm saying it right, says, the fact that most people didn't even know she was married until this interview kind of feels like she was hiding him. Big red flag. Exactly. That's what I thought she was single. I didn't know she was married, which makes this whole situation look worse. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, it makes her look worse, in my opinion. But let's continue.
Well, I've never heard of that, but I mean,
that's why
there could be people that can, but I can tell you right now, Anton was always like straight on for it, professional. Like there was really
no. I'm not questioning his.
character. I'm just
Yeah.
saying like there's nothing really that would fit into what you were, what you're describing. Yeah.
So to you, based on my definition of cake bake, inviting you to come onto the show to have a conversation about no particular topic, or at least a topic that he would serve as a prowess, did not feel like a cake bake.
No, because and let's be clear. Especially in the independent podcasting space.
Sure.
Some podcasters are, particular. You and I would be amongst the top, because a lot of them don't really have an actual angle.
Yeah.
They get around, they talk, they do this, that, and the third. So it's not uncommon that somebody might say, "Oh, I like what you said there. Hey, you want to come on?" And it might not be anything in my field or lane, but that doesn't stop them from reaching out.
And where's the show taped?
So he tapes in Detroit.
So he's in Detroit. So you had to fly out to Detroit?
Correct.
Did he or the show pay for you to come out?
Correct.
And did they pay for your room and board as well?
Correct.
So you stayed in a hotel. Actually, let me pose that as a question. Did you stay in a hotel?
Correct.
You did stay in a hotel, and you stayed alone in a hotel.
Correct.
Okay, just because these are questions that have come in, so I just want to bring some clarity. At what point do you believe the public and other people started paying attention to your friendship?
I think probably when I started to actually be a regular.
Okay, so give us that timeline from when he flew you out, you participated as a guest, you're done with the show, you fly back home. At what point from that last time up until you became a regular were you in communication with him?
So,
like months?
So after I did the first interview,
Sure.
Probably maybe a couple of weeks after the interview aired and Anton could actually see how it was doing, I got a really good response from his audience. And so his audience decided, and that, to people that don't know Anton, sure. Anton is a big advocate of what his viewers and his watchers think, his chat, all of that. He calls them his co-host. A chat is like Anton is a
advocate of, you were saying
of
he's
listening to what they like.
I see. Okay.
So if they like this or that, he will pay attention to it, okay. And he'll try.
Let me Papa AD. Thank you for the super chat. Says protecting Anton made her sound like a disappointment. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. And shout out to UX Eric TV. Says, hey Dee Dee. Hey, what's going on, Eric TV? I appreciate you for being here, for being a member, for supporting. Thank you so much for that. Look, I'm on this. I have a platform and I talk about things to give my opinion, but deep down, I really don't be caring about this type of stuff. But, y'all want to hear my reaction. People want to hear my reaction. So that's why I'm here. But, at the end of the day, I really don't be caring, to be honest, about this type of stuff. All I'm looking at is what they're presenting. And this, honestly, and her just keep talking. It just really is. It's kind of pointless at this point. The first time she responded to the whole Corey Holcomb thing and all that, I could understand that because she had to defend herself because in my opinion, Anton did come out and say, he works with her and things of that nature, but it still kind of made it look like she was his side chick. The whole situation did make her look like a side chick and it didn't look good. And now that we know that she's married, it does not look good for her husband and her. And to keep talking about it and dragging this part of it along, it just makes her look even worse, in my opinion, y'all. And I would say, look, don't focus on that anymore. Shift the narrative. If you keep doing all these interviews about you being a side chick and how it's not looking good. Even that clip with Tasha K, that I could tell that interview is not going to go in Micca's favor. You know what I mean? Because people are steadily building the narrative that even though she's saying that's not the case, it looks shady when you're adding the husband to the whole narrative, makes it look worse. And she's going to try to spin herself out of it, but it just doesn't look good. I'm sorry. It doesn't. It doesn't look good. It really doesn't. And the more these people ask her questions and the way she's answering it, it just looks like she has something to hide. And it looks like it's just not, and you're not, and it's not, it goes completely, and I'm going to say it again. It goes completely against what she's trying to build. If she's trying to build her channel, and if she's trying to, build what she's talking about, she need to be talking and focusing on that topic. Because people who follow politics and Christianity and, religious views and, political views, they don't want to hear about you possibly being a side chick to somebody. That is not going to bring them in. Look, I've been on YouTube for a very long time. A lot of people don't know that. I've been on YouTube for over 15 years. I've been on YouTube a long time. I've just been in and I've diversified and changed, genres a lot. I was in the beauty industry. I did hair and makeup and beauty. I talked a little bit of celebrity stuff. Me and my husband did it for about a year or so during COVID. Like, I've been on YouTube a long time. I just only been in this space. What has been, going on 4 or 5 years at this point now in this space, but I've been on YouTube for a long time. So I've seen a lot of people come and go. A lot of things happen. A lot of people walk away. A lot of couples break up, all kinds of stuff. I've seen what works and I've seen what doesn't work. You know, I've seen a lot of stuff. So this is why I'm saying, just from based off what I've seen, you know, to me, the best thing you could do for your social media presence is stay consistent. Stay talking about the things you want to talk about. Don't worry about what people say. You have to get on your platform and you got to post every single day, several times a day. That's the only way I see it work, especially when you starting out. You shouldn't post once a week. You should be posting every single day, and you need to stay consistent about what it is you're talking about. And to me, this whole Anton thing derails what she wants to focus on when it comes to her platform, and you know, especially politics. And you have to be focused on that. And you got to post, and you got to you know, get yourself out there. And that's, to me, that's the only way I know how. Now, if you want to grow that, you got to grow that platform with like minds. And if you want your channel to grow in that area of politics, you need to talk about politics. If you go on Anton's thing, you need to talk about the things that you talk about, because otherwise it's just continuously growing his stuff. He's grown. He's going to continue to probably grow. This doesn't affect him negatively. He's going to still grow. And a lot of times you get people to come to your platforms that look good, stuff that's going to draw attention to the platform, either if it's nice looking women, or if you have really good things to say, or if you are very animated, if you're funny, if you know how to draw the crowd, if you're entertaining, that you usually want those type of people on your platform, because that helps you. It don't necessarily help them. A lot of people that go to those platforms and get a name for themselves, when they go to their platforms, they struggle, because you have to still put in the work. You still have to work sometimes years to build your platform up. It just doesn't happen overnight. And if you want to make a substantial amount of money from it, you have to put in the work. And that sometimes takes years. So when you go on somebody else's platform, if you're an attractive woman, people are drawn by that. If you have good things to say, people are drawn by it. People agree with your stuff, topics. If you're entertaining, if you have a presence that people like, that is going to lend to that person's platform. They're going to continue to grow off of that, because people are going to constantly come to them to watch them and watch you. But it doesn't always translate to your platform. If you go to a lot of people's platforms who have given other platforms major views, or added to it, I would say, added to it, not, they added to it. And then when they go back to their platforms, it does not equate the same, because now you have to work hard on your own platform and put in the work to build that up. So I'm saying this to say, Miss Micca, I'm going to say that out of respect for her. She don't need to do all what she's doing at this point. All she needs to do is focus on what she wants to talk about and post more regular, post more often, get herself out there like that. That's what you have to do. You have to put in the work. It's not going to happen overnight. Even though you go to other people's channels and you lend to them to help boost yourself, a lot of times it don't always boost you. It usually boosts them. I'm just saying. That's why they have you on. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there. She would do herself more of a justice to start posting on her own channel more often. Yours, Eric TV, thank you for the super chat, says, wait, she's married. That's what she's saying, Eric. Eric TV, she's saying she's married. I didn't know she was married, but shout out to her for being married. I don't know. Just add an extra layer to it. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Irving Hunt, thank you for the super chat, says, hey, Dee, she is digging more of a hole. Yes. Needs to keep quiet for a while. Hit the like button. Exactly. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Yeah, I agree, Irving Hunt. I do. I think sometimes you need to just be quiet. In this situation, I think you need to just let it go. Let it go and focus on your own stuff, your political views and stuff like that, because political channels are winning. You know what I mean? Political channels are winning. And I think she should just focus on posting. You'll start to see your numbers grow, and you'll make the money. Thank you, Irving Hunt. I appreciate you. Dennis Settles, thank you for the super chat, says, wow, a wife and a side chick. Have mercy, Lord. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Let's continue.
To implement that in the show. So Anton watched how everybody, pretty much loved the interview. They're like this part about it. Oh, I think we think she's smart. We like this. She's pretty. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And so
people actually said you were pretty because you are.
yes.
You're beautiful.
Thank
but
you.
Well, we used to work together, woman.
Yes,
So I know this
yes.
stuff. But I just want to make sure that I'm really captivating the responses that the public wants.
And see, that's what I said. I just said that. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. The Jay Witt podcast. Thank you for the super chat. It says, glad to hear your thoughts on this, DeeDee. Thanks for this, grace and peace. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for the support. Once again, I appreciate you. Dre the Dream 42. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, Dre the Dream. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Yeah, let's continue.
So people were saying, based on what he shared with you, that people said you were beautiful, you were smart.
Well, no, it's not based on what he was sharing with me. It's based on what's still on the page.
I see.
Yeah. So you can see that in the comment section. And of course, when it aired, you can see it in the chat.
Sure.
So you see all of these different things and you're like, okay, well, if this is something that people are interested in, then I should explore more on it.
Okay.
And so Anton decided that he was going to revamp one of his channels that he canceled, called Fight Club or something like that. And he decided to make it like a nightly talk show.
Okay.
And when I guess he went on one of his live streams and as the bag chasers as they're called, what they thought, and a lot of them bring Micca. And so
you were heavily requested,
yes.
your
yes.
appearance.
Yes. And you can, and I tell people this all the time, with Anton, 99% of the things that he does is on camera.
Yeah.
So you can go back and just look at the comments.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just curious, does he also recruit males?
Yes.
So right now the team is made up, if you will. So let me make sure I understand this. The show, are you hired by him currently on a show?
It's called Room 9 now, but at the time it's called After Hours. Mm-hmm.
So it's called Room 9.
Mm-hmm.
It was called After Hours. And how many regular guests or co-hosts rather are on there?
I want to say 5 or 6 now. So when it started, it was just me and Quentin.
Okay.
A gentleman named Quentin.
Sure.
And then it grew.
Okay. And now it's made up of male-female ratio, which
correct.
is, what's the male-female ratio?
So 1, 2, 3, so maybe 4 females, 3 males.
4 females, 3 males. Okay. Yeah. Are you a paid employee?
Correct. Well, I'm contracted.
Contracted.
Correct.
Yeah. And do you have to fly out every time?
No. Most of it is virtually. Only when we're actually like doing something, some like a bunch of content where we have to go there.
Yeah. What sealed the deal for you in working with Anton, or at least felt comfortable to say, I want to stay on as a contractor and I really like what he has? What sealed that deal? So you become a guest and then you go back home and then you decided to accept the offer, if you will. But what sealed it for you?
What sealed it is I had already started in my podcasting process, and while I was there, I just in that small day and a half window, I got to see Anton's work ethic.
Sure.
And I got to see what goes on behind the scenes in podcasting and what actually how I can actually get to these numbers and, just things that a lot of people charge for.
Yep.
A lot of people sometimes, especially in Black and brown communities, don't want to tell, like it's some type of secret,
yep.
or somebody's going to steal their job.
Yep.
And so I was able, to benefit from being able to see this firsthand. Mm-hmm. And that was something. And he was very open about showing me this or that and third, because it wasn't a sense of, oh, this is a threat if I tell you this, or you're going to tell other people and I'm not going to be able to make money.
Sure.
Right. And that's why and I think we all want that. We all, anybody who's on social media and has a podcast or does videos, you want to know what the secrets are. You want to know how you get to a better level of success while you're doing this. And I think that's I'm always curious, to know what people are doing and how they're maneuvering their channels and how they're growing. I think everybody wants to know that. And there are people who charge for that. And many of us don't mind paying to get that information. So yeah, I understand that part of it, but she's saying she was exposed to that information and she got it. So I'm like, use that information then. Use that information and use it for yourself. And maybe she has, but because a lot of these people, they have certain information that we are all not privy to, and that's how they're growing the way they are. And so if you're out here doing it and you putting in the effort, you definitely want to know ways to grow and get better. I always try to get information all the time to learn and grow and do better. Why not? Anything that you're working on, you want it to grow and succeed, right? You don't just want to stay stuck in one little spot. Hence the reason why we do it. We want to see growth in it. You want to see it get better. And you want to benefit off of it. So I understand getting that. But once you got the information, in my opinion, I would be like, okay, well, look, I got the information. I appreciate it. And you go and apply it to your podcast and start to grow your stuff, because you don't, and especially it's a little tricky when you're married. You have a whole husband. You got to respect your husband first and foremost. I don't see a problem with working with people, as far as in these social media streets and things, and we're gonna get into that too as it goes further. My thoughts on that, because obviously I've been on panels and I've talked to other panelists and things of that nature who are guys, but my husband knows about it. You know what I mean? And I'm just talking to you, and that's the furthest it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna get into it, traveling with people and all that. No. But we're gonna get into that. But we're gonna get into that part. But yeah, you ain't nothing wrong with talking to people about business, but you got to know where the lines draw, how far you take it, and you know what I mean, and so it's not a misunderstanding or it causes problems at home. You don't want that. And this is why I say, as women, married women in these spaces, you have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? You have to be careful how you interact with people, and you gotta keep it cute, keep it cordial, because it could become an issue. And I think that's what happened with this situation. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Says she can't be a conservative disrespecting her husband for money and a man that wears a hot dog costume. Correct me if I'm wrong, child.
Oh my God.
Y'all a mess, but you're right. You're right. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you, child. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it could get crazy. Successful MD also says the Christian man charges $1 million club.
Oh my God.
Thank you once again, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Yeah, he did say he was Christian. Child, baby. Let's continue, y'all. Because it's about
So right now, your role as a co-host is virtual.
Correct.
How often do you fly, or what would be the need to fly to Detroit?
Only if we're doing other content. So like we did content one time for a couple times, but in the beginning, the first time was for my channel.
Sure.
So I needed to do a one-on-one interview, so I got to do that plus our after hours.
Okay. Let me ask you this: does Anton have you on an NDA? I've read that somewhere. A non-disclosure agreement for people who don't know.
Yeah, they always said it because some people pay attention to.
But does he have you on one?
No, I'm not on NDA.
So you're not on NDA.
No, I'm not on NDA. But he does give out NDAs to a lot of people.
Okay.
Staff. You mean staff?
Anybody that he works with, so they don't have to be staff. If he just maybe interviewed you or whatever.
But were you ever on the NDA?
No.
So what's the exception? Why are you an exception?
I don't think I'm an exception because I don't ask, who's on an NDA, so I don't know.
But you know that other
But
people
I have
are.
seen him, put people on NDA. But as far as staff go, I don't ask. It's almost like at your job, you don't go, well, what's your salary?
Oh,
what's your
they,
salary?
Oh no, they do.
Depending
on where
you're not
work,
supposed
they,
to.
They wouldn't ask me.
With HR,
yeah,
you're not supposed to.
absolutely.
But at the end of the day, I've never inquired to the other hosts if they have it or not, because I really don't care.
Now, are you paid per episode?
No, I'm paid per month. Just
per month?
Yeah, like YouTube.
Wow. How much does he pay you?
It
the
depends.
range.
It depends because we bring in a lot of super chats, which is extra money that the audience gives.
And that's the way he makes the money for the show?
No.
Okay.
YouTube has AdSense and he has sponsorships, things like that. So all of that is factored in, plus anything that the audience gives as well.
Sure. So how much does he pay you? We were just talking about that range. Unless you want to specifically say how much.
I'm not going to give a specific
because that's the NDA characteristic.
No, that's my
or
that's
you want to protect him?
That's
so
my
then how
business.
Much?
That's my business mind sense, because there are other people on that show. I do not know how much.
So then let's give a range, because the range doesn't pinpoint. The range.
That's why I said I can do the range.
Yeah, sure.
You asked me to pinpoint.
Sure. What's the range?
So I can do a range of anywhere between 2 to maybe 35.
To what? I don't know. You said $2, $200
to 35.
2,000
to 35
to 3,500 a month.
Correct.
Okay, for your role.
I'm only on that.
I mean, girl, you could do that yourself.
Oh my God.
You could do that yourself. You could do that yourself, honey. You could make that yourself. But I will say it probably will require a little bit more work. She would have to, post every day. And the more she builds that up, she could make that easy. She could do that herself. I mean, but you gotta, and wouldn't you want to do it yourself, like on your own platform, and build your own platform up to that amount? I mean, unless, I don't know. Yeah. You could do that yourself. Let's continue.
Show. So there are some people that are on 5 days a week. There are some people that are on 1 day a week. And for me, I'm only on Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay. So Thursdays and Fridays, you make a good amount of money just for Thursdays and Fridays?
Correct.
Yeah. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of what's been out there. Mm-hmm. So I understand that Anton is married. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're married? Correct. Have you met Anton's wife?
Yes.
How would you describe her?
She's when I say probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, that lady is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And has Anton met your husband?
In person, absolutely not.
He has not met him in person. Has he met him over the phone or in DM? What other form of introduction when you say not in person? Because
a lot of people assume that, when you have to see people, it has to be in person, or that if you don't meet them in person, then it's something or whatever. So I'm saying, what's the form of communication? That he met your husband? They don't have a form of communication where they talk back and forth. Yeah. But you said he did not meet your husband in person. No. Is that to imply that he met him virtually? No. So he's never met your husband? No. And why is that? No particular reason. Sure. Just I've never had to actually do anything where my husband was there, and so if he's there, if my like when we work together, is here, so my husband's come here. But when we first met and worked together, we were in person as well. Your husband came. Yeah, but we were here. We were here in the DC area. Yes, my husband came. Yes. So again, if he was here, then yes. But most of my business dealings, and if not all, I usually have a manager or somebody else deal with that. So that's the reason why I Like it's not a thing. But I talked to my husband about it.
How long have you and Anton been business partners or friends?
We're business partners, and
so you're not a friend, because I don't want to provide language that's inaccurate.
That's why I changed it.
Yeah.
We're business partners, absolutely.
You're not friends.
No.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Not necessarily. Well, yes,
yeah,
correct.
Yeah, like
outside of business.
Yeah,
correct.
like not. We were, me and you were shooting here, and then we just get something to eat afterwards, but we are doing business.
Yes.
I'm saying, hey, are you up? Are you available today? Or you won't go out to the blah blah blah?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Do you believe it was important at some point for you to introduce your husband to Anton?
Yeah. Because
I'm sure his wife thought it was important to meet you.
So I can't speak on what his wife thought.
Correct.
Now she flip flopping, coochie popping and dancing around these questions. I'm just saying, all due respect, she's flip flopping and pee popping around the questions, and like, girl, like, come on now. This is some shady business, I will say, and strictly my opinion. No disrespect, all due respect. This sounds like some shady shit. Like, come on now, you got a husband. Nobody didn't even know she had a. Like, come on now, you no, get it together, baby. Like, no, this don't look good, honey. I'm sorry, it does not. There's one thing you talk about somebody about business, whatever, because we've seen, it goes further. He introduced his wife. That wife. The wife even said she loved Micca. But he don't know your husband or I'm like, come on, y'all. If y'all are both married, okay, cool. You got a wife, I got a husband. Nice. We're gonna work together. My husband gonna meet you. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking about meeting up and all of this kind of stuff, if we talking about we gotta go to locations and stuff, and you want to fly my wife out, then no, your husband need to be right there with you. That's just my opinion. So you don't. Nobody get it misconstrued. There won't be no issue of somebody allegedly being a side chick or whatever, because when you see me, you won't see my husband, right? And hopefully when you see him, if he want to bring his wife, well, that's his business, but you will see me and my husband. So if you working with me, you know what I'm saying? Especially if we meeting up and doing all these other these things. If we just quick, hey, we gonna do a collab, and I talk to you about the collab, which my husband will know about it too, though. Oh, we doing okay, yeah, this time we gonna meet up, or not meet up, but for online, meet up so we can do the collab. Okay, cool. That you may not need a formal introduction for that, but it wouldn't hurt either if you wanted to do that. If that's what your husband required, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But if it's just quick, yeah, I'll agree online. You type in, I agree to the interview, or I agree to the collab. Okay, what time? Okay, yeah, what time? Yada yada yada, whatever. That's and then y'all do the thing, and that's it. And that's all the correspondence you have. But when you talking about, we got to meet up and have meetings and all this kind of stuff, yeah, I'll collab. I'll meet up with you. But when I get there, here's my husband. We gonna be right there and know exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? So nobody could say, oh my God, somebody flew you out and he had you in the hotel. He probably was tapping that ass, and you got a husband. Your husband don't know nothing about it and was nowhere around. No, you won't ever, because when I do, because you will see the video. Oh, look, husband in tow. You can't say, she was there by herself. Oh no, husband was right there with her. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that looks bad. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Says, don't be surprised if her divorce is on TMZ. Child. Thank you, Successful MD. Yeah, that looks bad. You know what I'm saying? I just, no, you got to move a little differently. Her husband name may be Imaginary Food for Clout. Ooh, child. I hope that's not the case. Successful MD. That would be bad. That would be worse. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you really got to move differently as a wife. Not saying you can't do anything, but you definitely got to be, because especially on social media, any realm or anywhere. But when you're on these social media streets, people are going to assume things because people are watching, and then, to be honest, the way Anton talks and the way he talks oh my God, like he said, she was looking so good and all this, like saying things that would insinuate that they got something going on. It did kind of feel like it was the way he would speak on it. And shout out to Anton. Anton be putting in that work. I will say that. But the way he was talk about Micca, it was almost like, it almost like he was almost insinuated that something could be going on. Even though they're saying it wasn't, the way he talked specifically towards her, it seemed like there could have been something more to it. And so you don't want those lines to be crossed, especially you're not a single woman. You got a husband. You don't want your husband getting the wrong impression, right? I mean, hopefully that's how I see it anyway. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat, says usually a woman never hesitates to post their man husband on their social media. Also, the fact it took the interviewer to bring up the husband is bad. Yeah. Well, I don't think, as a married woman, you should post your husband all over social media because if he's not into social media. But I mean, there would be you would hear about it, right? You a married person, you should know that they're married, right? You should hear them talk about their spouse at some point, and you should see something of the husband or the wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I don't believe in plastering all of your business on social media, but you should know that the person is married if they're married, because you should hear them say, my husband this, my husband that. And typically with married women, we hear that. Look, I hear the married, not couples, but married podcasters or whatever you call it on here. You hear them talk about Danica. I hear Danica talk about her husband all the time. We know she got a husband. We've seen them post it up. We've seen them do videos together. We know she has a husband. Hell, Crimson Cure been married before. We've heard of that, and she's married again. We know she got a husband. Who else? The people that are married, we know they're married. You know what I'm saying? The women in these spaces I'm talking about. The women in these podcast spaces, for the most part, the ones that are married, we hear them talk about their husbands. So, I just never heard her talk about her husband. And, now maybe that's because I'm not watching every video or something. Maybe that's the case. I'll put it on that. I don't watch a lot of her content, which I have watched a little bit, but I don't watch a lot. So maybe I missed something. I'll say that. Maybe I missed something. But for the podcasters, the women in this space that are married, we know that they're married. You know what I mean? Because they mention their husbands and they talk about it. It may not be all the time, but we have heard that they're married. Thank you, Divine Photos, once again. Let's continue.
The one time that I would have is when we had an event here, but he had to work. So, I mean.
But have you made it a concerted effort to make it happen? We do what we want to do, when we want to do it, for whom we want to do it for. And if something is really important to you and your family, either on your end as a wife, you absolutely make a concerted effort for this man, or
go ahead,
or Anton as a man says, I want to meet your husband just because you're married, and I don't want any messaging or anything else to be misconstrued by him or the public. So it's fair that I introduce myself. Has that conversation happened?
No, that conversation has not happened. And I understand what you're saying. My thing, again, my business dealings is normally with me, my manager, things like that. But it's not without my husband knowing. So everything that I do, every place that I go, everything that I'm going to be doing, my husband knows. And I have to actually talk about it with him, tell him what I'm doing, things like that.
How did you reassure your husband this was strictly business? Like, if my wife is flying to another state,
because of
at some point I'm going.
I know that's
I'm going, or I need to meet this person in person. And it doesn't matter to me if he's single or married. It doesn't matter to me if he feels that he wants to meet me. I want my wife to be very committed and loyal to the idea of her business engagements. I should be comfortable with,
right?
As a husband. Do you understand?
I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
But my thing is, I think a lot of people sometimes misconstrue is this. You guys separate for some reason, independent from like big conglomerates, right? So if there is if there's a person that has a business,
Sure.
it automatically changes from if Disney calls you, right? Because there have been other things that I have done as far as movie sets and other things that my husband has not gone to, and nobody would bat an eye if I'm talking to the director or if I'm going to meet, for a shoot for this or that. Your spouse is not always coming. And so I think the notion that just because it's this person, and I understand that people have their own thoughts and perceptions of people, but I think a lot of the times when it comes down to people who are in independent media, they think it's more of a personal level, and still it's business.
Yeah. But I think
Yeah, but also from Anton's, what we've seen from Anton too, it didn't seem quite like that. That's what I'm saying. I think he kind of insinuated, he didn't say flat out, but the way he would say things in response to her would be something that you would question, like, wait a minute, aren't you married? You married? And does she got a man? Because you know what I mean? Men are territorial and, they going to protect what's theirs. So if another man, and men know men. So if another man is talking in a little way that's a little more than just a compliment towards his wife, that would be a red flag. Like, oh, this nigga trying to, ease up on my woman. You know what I'm saying? So I just like saying, ooh, and Micca was here and she was looking, the way he said it was like, ooh, like this is your woman. Like, ooh, and she was looking so hella good or whatever, however he said, ooh, she was looking quite delicious, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when, come on, we all know how that, if you going a little extra and a beyond, like, and that's, that's like my husband's complimenting another woman. Like if my husband say, "Oh my God, such and such, ooh, she look super amazing." I'm like, what do you want her? Are y'all screwing? Like, what the hell is going? There's no way. That's unacceptable. To me, that's unacceptable. There's no goddamn way my husband is going to be complimenting another woman right in front of me or right where I could just like that. No, I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm going to assume, wait, why is what's the extra? What the hell are you doing? Like, hell no, not on my watch. No, you going a little too far. Now, if you see, I guess shit, I don't even, sorry, y'all. I ain't mean to cuss, but I'm just saying, like, I don't even want to hear you compliment nobody in front of me at all. Why? I'm right here. Like, I'm going to start thinking, what the hell is going on with you? So to be like, ooh, she looking so good, my dad, good. Like, ooh, like you want that or you had that. Like, hell no, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. But once again, that's how I feel, because I know my man and my relationship, but I don't know. Everybody's relationship is different. Maybe he's okay. That's okay for him to do. His wife is accepting of that because she did say, he put out the video where his wife was like, hey, she loved Micca. Okay, so maybe they got something else going on. I respect it. I don't have nothing to do with what you choose. If somebody say you got a lavender relationship, well, if you got a lavender relationship, a lemon relationship, a lime, I don't really give a damn. That's your business. You could have a multitude of shit, relationship type shit going on in your relationship. You could lavender, lemon, lime, orange, grape relationship. I really don't care. And I respect what people choose to do in the comforts of their own marriage and their bedrooms. That's fine. But what I'm saying is the perception when you're dealing, if everybody don't know that, then it's fair for people to have these assumptions and questions because they're like, wait a minute. So, if you don't want to disclose that you got a lavender, lime, or whatever relationship, it was just nobody's business. But if you're out here, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand that people are going to have a perception of what's going on based off what you're putting out here and based on what you're not telling them or what you are telling them. So if people don't know you got a lavender lime relationship and you out here talking about women in that way, they're going to be like, well, that must be your side piece. It's fair for people to assume stuff like that when they hear the way you talking, Just saying. Let's continue. Hit the like button.
What people may feel befuddled or confused by is at some point you put the business aside when rumors are brewing, when images are plastered all over social
Well, see,
media.
now you're talking about a year later.
Okay, so before a year later, let me ask you this. Has there ever been a concern from your husband about your relationship, business relationship with Anton?
My business relationship, absolutely not.
Has
Because
there ever,
one, he can watch it. Like he can literally sit there and watch it. And then two, if he has a concern or anything he wants to know, I just tell him.
has he ever been incredulous?
What is,
Like
what do you mean?
skeptical?
With what?
Yeah, has
With
he
what,
been
though?
with your flying out there, or depending on how long you stay, or just the mere fact that I never even met this person? Has he just had that sort of incredulity, if you will, about not meeting your male business partner?
So I think he would like to be, more involved with coming out there. But again, and you know what my husband does for a living.
Sure.
So it's not feasible.
No, it's feasible, because here's how I see it. If Anton has to get on an airplane and come and meet your husband out of respectability, then that's what a man does.
If that
So it's
was
feasible.
I was talking about feasible for if anytime I have to get up and go do something. And it's not just
Oh,
with
I
Anton.
know that, because your husband hasn't always been on the show when we were doing something. So I get that.
Correct. And
Yep.
so that's what I mean by it's not always feasible.
Yeah, it may not always be feasible, but you take the time out to get to go see who your wife is meeting up with, to get to know the person that your wife is meeting up with. I think that's what any man would want to do. That hold on, who is this guy? He needs to get a feel of this guy and what the hell is going on. Now, if y'all have a relationship with is built on trust and y'all trust each other and y'all haven't had no issues of nobody going outside of the marriage or whatever, that's one thing. But you still need to know if you going to meet up with some nigga and y'all supposed to have a business. You know how many people meet up like that and they bumping and grinding? Like, come on now. Like, so why wouldn't he? And it's not an insecurity thing. It's a protection thing. Like, you got to see what type of person this is. Is she safe? And all y'all bumping and grinding, all of that together. Like, no, you need to know like what's going on. You need to get a feel for who this person is, where you gonna be, with exactly what y'all gonna be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not unreasonable. Yo, it's Eric TV. Thank you for the super chat. It says it looks really bad. My heart hurts. LOL. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Eric TV. I appreciate you once again. Successful MD says she has on the Sandman's tap dancing shoes. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Yeah, like this, like I said, it doesn't look good. Let's continue. And it gets worse. Let's continue.
But if it was to that point where he wanted to have, Anton do something, or if it was, well, I want to go,
Sure.
that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it's never I don't, how should I say it? I don't give a, I need to hide this, or it's just, I just really feel that because this is independent, that we are not looking at it as business, because
what is independent?
Because this is okay, so this is your business here.
Sure.
I can talk to you directly instead of having to talk to 1,001 people
Yes.
to get to you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
With that, it's still a business,
Yep.
but I can talk directly to you. So I can talk directly to Anton. So being that I can talk directly to Anton, I think people get a sense of that, well, because you can do that, then now it's something more happening if you go meet with this person.
Yeah.
Versus looking at it still the same. Yeah, this is not a big corporation, but this is still business, and this is still a person that is going to be employing me, contracting me, whatever. That still has to happen. If I was flying to Disney has to pay for my room and board.
Yeah.
Disney has to do this, that, and the third. And so again, I think because it's a singular person that is easily accessible per se.
That's right. Yep.
Now it's a different notion. Well, this must be for this.
Well, because it is different. he is a singular person, and you're not even sure of if there's any potential motives behind what he's doing because he's a man. So, and you're married, so you have to move differently. It's not Disney. Disney is a corporation that if they want to hire you, they hire you like any other corporation that hires you for a job. You don't deal with one individual person. You deal with a group of people. Like if you get hired for the job, you get hired, you go meet the correspondents or whoever, the people working, and they tell you what you need to do, and you get the bit. This is one singular person who does. It's not a Disney corporation. So yeah, you got to look at it differently because this is one guy who meeting directly up with you, and y'all on pictures together, just the two of y'all. Like, come on now, like, you got to look at it differently because is there an ulterior motive here? Why did he scope out you? You see what I'm saying? So any husband would be concerned about that and would not even saying, oh, you can't go, but look, okay. And as the wife, wouldn't you want because my husband already knows if I gotta travel to go to any podcast, if you see me on any podcast or any like podcast where I had to travel, best believe my husband is with me. And if we and because we gonna have to figure out dates to where he can be with me. That's how we gonna go about that. Because I want him with me. That's the bottom line. So it's a matter of, do you want your husband with you or not? Because I would want my husband with me, and he would be. So before I schedule anything or I got to travel or be somewhere for something, we got to work around my husband's schedule. I got to consort with my husband to say, okay, what days are you in town or what days are you not working? And this is when I can do this. Because you remember, it's up to you. You make the call. You decide what's feasible for you to go on these shows and things. You don't let them tell you. You tell them when you can do it. So it got to be contingent upon my husband's schedule. Hold on. What we got going on? We got children too. So we got to work around some things like if the kids ain't got something going or whatever, it's a lot of things we have to get into. That's why I say it's kind of different, in my opinion. When you a full-blown wife for real, stay-at-home wife with a big family, it's a little. So social media is a little different when it comes to real wives and women with real husbands and families. Like when I say real, I mean like we have a lot of children and we have responsibilities to our family first. So I just can't up and do stuff just all the time willy-nilly. I got to work around the schedule that permits me to do it. That's a part of the plan. I can't just, because this comes first. So I just can't just agree. I've had several people ask me to be a part of their panels and like weekly panels, and I had to decline. I'm like, no, because my schedule won't allow that. And I already, as it is, I got to work around what I got going on as a wife and a mother already to do what I do singularly. So I can't commit to other people's panels and other people's stuff. People don't realize that. People like, oh, you could just do it. You don't realize how much I'm already stretching it. But you don't have to realize it. I'm just going to tell you and proceed accordingly. But people don't realize that because a lot of people don't have children. A lot of people have children and their children don't live with them. Or they got a relationship, but they don't live together. You know what I mean? Or they, it's a different ballgame when you're really married and you really have a family that you really involved with on a day-to-day basis. I gotta prioritize some things. I gotta, work around some things. So no, it's a little different for, you gotta really, this is people, people used to be like, well, you don't post, like somebody used to come after me all the time talking about, I don't post a lot of this. I'm like, I have a whole goddamn family. This is a hobby for me. This is a hobby that my husband encouraged me to get into because I like I talk a lot to him. And I've talked about this. So he's like, hey, go ahead. Why don't you go do it? And even, promote it, help promote the stuff and help me to do it. So my husband has been very involved in this whole YouTube space behind the scenes. He's helped me with every aspect of this. Even gave me the idea to do it, even did a live streams with me to motivate me to want to talk and get out here and have an opinion. So my husband is behind the scenes, have helped me do what I do. And I respect him and appreciate him for it, but I'm saying I wouldn't be doing it without him. That's why there are certain stipulations to me doing this. That's why I say I can't get on here arguing with no men, going back and forth, because if I'm disrespected in a way, my husband can't do what he normally would do, because now he got to live with that, because he wants to protect and provide. So he got to protect. He can't protect me on social media from people who come on here and say anything because they're on social media, which wouldn't exclude him from finding out where you at and pulling up. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Well, who got time for that? I don't want him getting into trouble and going through all that. So I try to avoid that as much as possible out of respect for my husband. So as a wife, there are certain things that you have to move a little differently. You know what I mean? And like I said, if I have to conversate or talk with somebody about or who I'm going to collab with or do something, my husband knows everything about it. They may not have met him, but if it has to be that, it has to be that. But he knows. I'm showing you who I'm talking to, what it's about, who I'm trying to get information from. Like I said, I reached out to Anton one time about, information for the business, and he responded, "Oh, and no problem." But I'm saying, like, yes. And before I did that, I asked my husband if it's okay for me to reach out to said person. I just want to ask him about some information on how I could grow my channel. He's like, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. But so these are things you have to communicate with your spouse. Now, communicate with somebody online about certain things is one thing. Meeting up with them and y'all gotta, in the same, possibly same hotel, same space, like no, my husband is definitely going to be there. Before I would agree to, everybody is different. So I can't say everybody's the same. Everybody don't move the same. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying, like, so it won't get misconstrued and it won't be no issues. You got to move differently as a wife. So I'm just like, listen, if I would agree to go somewhere, if you see me on a major podcast or whatever, it may be happening, understand my husband is right over there. He's going to be right there. Because I'm not doing it any other way. But that's just me. Dr. Devil Dog 177, I hope I'm saying it right, 1775. Thank you for the super chat. Says Tamika Watson is her real name. Y'all take it from there. DeeDee, you're the best. Much love to you, hubby and family. Thank you so much. Tamika Watson? Who is Tamika Watson? Oh, that's her real name, Dr. Devil Dog? Tamika Watson. Okay. Well, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you for coming through. I appreciate the support. Once again, thank you, baby.
Oh my God.
But anyway, y'all, that's me. That's just me. Once again, everybody ain't the same. Everybody's relationship isn't the same, and I respect yours. So respect mine. The sisterhood be like, well, you can't do nothing without your man. You goddamn right. I'm doing this without him right here. This enough. Like, what else you want me to do? Like, I don't want to. Ain't too many things that I like to go off and do by myself. I'm just saying, it's dangerous out here. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of having a protector if you don't want to use him as your protector? Why I got a protector if I want to go out here solo to prove some point that I'm a shero? Hell no. Hell to the no. No, I need my man. I'm gonna tell you right there. And when I go, he goes with me. So if I travel, you see me on any major place where I had to travel, guess what? And they will tell you too. Because I'll probably be on there and I'll be like, yeah, that's my husband right there. They meet my husband and you ask them, they'll know we met her husband. He was right there.
Oh my God.
The hell. That's just how that's gonna go. That's how it is. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat. Says attractive women should know a man that flies you out don't want to do business with you. He wants to give you the business, if you know what I mean. Exactly, Divine Photos. But I think women know that. Women know that. So this is why I say it's up to you. Is that something that you agree with or not? Because we know if you're an attractive woman and you've gotten attention from men your whole life or part of your life or whatever, you know what it is. It's just a matter of if you're complicit or not. Thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate you for the super chat. Yeah, they be knowing. They be knowing that, but you gotta. It boils down to whether you are okay with that. Are you okay with disrespecting your man to get what you want? See what I'm saying? And some of them don't even look at it as disrespect because they're not even thinking of him. So that's what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? So do you want that attention to get what you want or not? Because in many cases, a lot of women do. That's why they do it. That's why they get the BBLs. That's why they get them bodies like that. That's why they do, dress the way they dress. Because you're going out there, you're getting attention to try to push a certain agenda. You try or get what you want. You going out there to get the attention of people who could possibly help you. That's what a lot of women do. It's not a secret. You going out there, you gonna put your best dress on, you gonna look your best so you can get the attention of the people that might help boost her or boost your career. Come on, that's a known thing.
Oh my God.
And there are women who are married who do it as well. Just because you married don't mean that you ain't on that type of time. It depends on what type of married woman you are, what type of woman you are. If you willing to do that, married or not, then that's the type of chick that you are, and then there are some of us who ain't interested in that. And if I am, guess what? My husband is included in it. He knows and he's there. So there won't be no issues. Nobody could be like, oh, she's trying to, use her feminine wiles. No, either you want to talk to me about what I'm talking about, because that's what you're interested in. Yeah, you might think I'm attractive or whatever, but I got somebody. So you just throw that to the back of your mind and keep it moving, because that's not the type of time that I'm on. Either you accept that for that or don't build, no dealings at all. You know what I'm saying? You don't do it at all. Because if I know that somebody's on that type of time, then I'm going to remove myself anyway, because I'm not trying to do that. I don't want you. I ain't trying to get with you. I ain't trying to do none of that. So it'll be strictly business and with the husband in tow, though. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So you won't get no ideas of, I ain't sending you no subliminal messages. I'm not making you think I want you and I'm trying to be seductive around you and give you the side eye like, ooh, if he wasn't here, no, none of that. So you won't get that impression at all. Now, I'm a nice person and I'm cordial, but like I said, my husband knows that. He'll be right there. He's not insecure or none of that. He don't have a problem with me talking to people, but he still would be right there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it's gonna be until we gone. Till we ain't here no more. Period. That's what I signed up for. That's what he signed up for. Till death do us part. That's what it's gonna be. Hopefully that's not for a long time. God willing. But that's what it's gonna be. I don't want none of these niggas and all this kind of shit out here. I don't want that. I don't give a goddamn what you got. So I don't know, but maybe I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm not interested. And I think there are a group of women who use their beauty and their feminine wiles or whatever you want to call it to seduce men so they can get in a right group of people so you can get what you want and be willing to do whatever to get it. Because there's no excuse, especially if you already got a man. You got a man, you already married. Like, what are we talking about? Like, come on now, unless you're interested in that. Unless you don't mind being a side piece or you don't mind, using what you got to get what you want. As they used to say back in the day. Use what you got to get what you want. What that mean? Use your body to get what you want. What's going on, Sandra Faye? How are you? Good to see you, sis. Baby, they crazy. But anyway, child, yeah, that's what that's called. There's nothing wrong with, giving a compliment to an attractive woman. There's nothing wrong with that. And, you get that. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you. And you keep it moving. But when it comes to this business, so-called business with people, with dudes and stuff, and you got a man, you got to move different, baby. Let's continue.
Instead of looking at it as business.
So let's call a thing, if you will. And I want to really drive it home. Mm-hmm. Has Anton ever flirted with you?
Flirted with me as a sense of what? Just naturally, like we're sitting here, because I'm gonna explain.
Well, I don't want to get into wordsmithing.
No, there's no wordsmithing.
Okay.
The reason why I'm asking,
because then I want to talk about some pictures too.
No, yeah, okay. I got you.
Why does somebody say it look like she have a lymphoedema? I ain't going there. Let's continue.
But the reason why I'm asking is because there's two different things, right? So Anton does things for content, and then there's things that Anton would do if we're just sitting here.
Okay.
So if you're saying personal bully, if me and Anton was just sitting here, no. Now, if you're talking about for content, when we're doing the virtual rooms and things for the show, Anton has said multiple things. So that's why I asked, which one are you talking
So
about?
let me hear a few of the multiple things that he said that was a flirt.
What people would consider if he's, saying,
Not people, what you considered as a flirt.
Right.
I would say probably if he's like, oh, Micca, you're so sweet, or you're so cute, right? But the problem that I have with it is because I know he's doing it for content, right? And he's not actually talking to me. However, I will say what I probably should have paid more attention to
Sure.
is the fact that people take content as real life instead of just content, right? Because I come from a world where I know entertainment is entertainment, and people say this and that, with reality shows, all of that is just for entertainment. And they go, the cameras cut off, and they don't really hate each other. They talk to each other.
But has he said those things to you privately?
No, and that's why I asked
It's
you.
all been on the show?
Yes, that's why I asked you
Yeah.
the difference. And that's why I wanted to make that distinction. Because if I just said, he said this word, you would probably think it's just because we're sitting here. That's why I said no. He has done it for content while we're all, and mind you, he says it to not just me, other women on the panel.
And how did you feel when a married man said that to a married woman?
Again, at first, because you don't understand,
Who doesn't
content.
understand?
Oh, girl. God damn.
Oh my God.
God damn. This is worse than I thought. God damn, girl, you can't answer that. You know when a man is being overly flirtive or saying stuff, and I don't give a damn if it's for the algorithm or for the channel or not. No, you as the woman who is married would say, hold on, no, respectfully, I don't need no compliments, stop it or whatever, because I got a husband and I don't want my husband to get it twisted. Yeah, you saying it's just for, you could tell your husband, oh yeah, he's just doing that for content. You think your husband gonna believe that when knowing the nature of men? No, because you don't want people to start getting it wrong. That's why people assuming that she's a side chick now. And are you okay with that? Are you okay with people assuming that you're a side chick? Or how does your husband feel about that? What if he have people that knows you and watching this and, oh my God, now they're speculating you a side chick. Is that okay? Because that wouldn't be okay for me. I wouldn't want to have my husband in that position. So yeah, there's certain things you should like like if somebody is going too far, ooh, like they'd be like, ooh, girl, you look so good. Ooh, Micca, you look good. Or ooh, like you, okay, stop it. No, no disrespect. No, I ain't trying to, but stop with that because I don't want people to get the wrong impression. You got to let people know. I don't give a damn if it's for content or not. That's for his content, not yours. You got to go deal with the aftermath of that. Like now, all the videos all over social media saying the side chick, alleged side chick. And they're talking about her. This is a result of that. That's not good. Then it settles 6611 says she's doing the hokey pokey. Right. Right. Do the hokey pokey and sit your ass down. That's what that, and go be quiet. That's what it's all about. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, child. Yeah, I think, this sometimes my husband calls it the shut the F up job. Sometimes you need to win to shut the F up because the shut the F up job pays well. That's what he says. He said sometimes the shut the F up job pays well. This is one of those cases where shutting the F up would pay her well and just focus on your other content because this is dragging this out. It's not what you think it's going to be. It's just making it worse. You know what I'm saying? Worse. Let's continue. Hit the like button, y'all.
Meaning, well, I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
So again, being on YouTube, when you don't understand certain bounds of YouTube panels and things like that. People on panels say all types of egregious stuff or whatever to get reactions from the crowd, right? And so you might personally take stuff a certain way when they were just doing it as a reaction to get people in the crowd.
And so how did you feel?
I didn't feel a certain way. I didn't say anything because I was a little off-putted. But once I understood what he was trying to do, I'm like, okay, well, you can't say this and that and the third. It's okay if you're like, okay.
Yeah, but you could do what you want on your own platform at your own expense, but you're not going to do that with me. You're not going to say things to me to insinuate certain things and make it me look bad. No, that's a difference. You can do what you want on your platform, but don't. And if you do it with other people and they're okay with it, fine. But you have to be able to say, no, I can't. No, not at my expense. Because I don't want, I got a man, I got a husband. I don't want my man getting the wrong idea. And then next thing, I won't be on this show anyway. So no, not at my expense. Once again, this is why I say, as women who are married or have in a relationship, you have to move a little differently on these panels, and these things. Now I see why certain people don't do panels and all these things, because it could get a little crazy down to what people say to you, if they disrespect you, or how they talk to you. Yeah, I could see some husbands like, nah, don't do them damn panels. You know what I mean? I can understand a man saying that because, but you got to be able to. Sometimes, as women, we need to be reeled in a little bit. Sometimes we want to do things because we think, oh, it's harmless, and we have harmless intent a lot of times. But sometimes we need to be reeled away from that and reeled in, like, nah, because sometimes your man knows best and he can see things that you don't see, especially monitoring other men, because they know how men think. Sometimes our intention is harmless and we think, oh, it'll be great and this and that, but he sees something else. So sometimes that's why you're supposed to listen to your man. Oh no, it's not like he's trying to hold you back and keep you from doing stuff, but sometimes you have to listen and move accordingly. Because sometimes sometimes, and I have to say, as women, like I said, we don't see things the way men see it. So sometimes it's harmless and we just think, oh, we can just do this. And you got to really watch how you move out here in these YouTube streets, and as you would in any other streets, So yeah, let's continue.
I have beautiful women on my panel. That is fine, right? Because people can acknowledge that people look nice and things like that. But it's when it becomes personalized that it looks funny to the audience.
How does his wife feel? Has his wife Rita ever expressed to you her disdain, or have you heard her discuss something with him about her disapproval of saying that to you on a show? Even because
go ahead.
Well, let me just say this just before you answer. I think there's a line you draw in the sand when I say something because it's content. So I'm producing content here. I'm doing a show, and if I say to you, knowing your husband, wow, you look so beautiful and you're so gorgeous, boy, I wish we could probably just go for a nice drink. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, but he's never said that to me.
Yeah, but
totally different.
He may not have used my words. I'm just saying.
No, he's never done that. Period. Like, oh, well, let's go for it.
But he's called you beautiful.
Yes.
And gorgeous.
Yes.
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 On the show.
Yes.
And to you, that's not a problem. Because it's happened more than once.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to make it a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Let me answer your question. So yes, he said beautiful, gorgeous, whatever. But there's not like, well, I want to take you to the whatever, or.
Yeah, but a man don't have to specifically say it like that. He shows it in the way that he responds and what he does, how he does things. This is where women be either acting delusional or they just don't know. Like, no, he doesn't have to say it specifically a certain way, but there's been implication. Even I would see some of the stuff as an implication. Like, damn, if she would, I'd set that up and made emphasis as if that could have been the case. That's why people are speculating about it, because of what's been said, like, and what's been kind of inference. You know what I'm saying? It's an inference, and it's not straight up, but like it's enough to know that, damn, if I could, I would. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, she beautiful. She look real good. If I would, and I mean, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel, and that's your nature, in your nature as a man, okay. But as the woman in that, you have to set the boundaries. And a married woman too. You're not single, so you got to set the stage. You got to set the tone for how you want a person to treat you and respect you. And I don't care if it's for content or not. Just because I come on your show, you got a way of doing things, and it's implicating me or putting me in a cross. I don't have to sit there and deal with it. So I have to set the tone of what's acceptable and what's not as it relates to me. Look, if you want me on your show, I would respectfully ask that you might think I'm cute. Okay, cool. But don't stop. Because now it's going to look weird. And I don't want no issues on my end. You got to let people know that. And if they're like, well, I do it how I want. Okay, well, I respectfully bow out. I won't do the show. That's where you have to step in and take, make the decision. And if you're not willing to do that, well, okay, then it's going to be what it's going to be. Rob P757, thank you for the super chat, says she on a victim tour now because she is sitting down with Tasha K. Right. I want to see that if Tasha posts that interview, I'll do that one, because Tasha K has been married for a long time like me. Tasha K has been married for over 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. And Tasha don't play about the husband-wife thing. I'm just saying, I've been watching Tasha for years. Whether you like Tasha or not, or disagree or agree with her, Tasha, I could tell by the line of questioning, Tasha, is not feeling this whole thing, that she's putting out there as well. And I think most married women get it. Thank you, Rob P757, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's just crazy. Well, let's continue.
Let's do this and this and that. And it's just.
Well, he's taking you somewhere. Let's look at this picture. You guys were at a game when you said he wanted to take me somewhere. Now, I'll be honest. When I saw this picture, I was flabbergasted.
Why?
Because.
Wait.
Sure.
So go back to what you were saying, because you can't intertwine the two. So you were asking.
Sure.
Was he expounding on
flirt? On
the certain type of things that he says, and we were talking about him saying beautiful, whatever, but not expounding in that way.
Yes.
Now, what is your question that you're asking now? Because
I think I asked was it disrespectful? Did you feel that it was disrespectful? And I think you answered it by saying no, because you realize that it's content and people do these shows and they say things. And you also clarified it by saying outside of the show, that has never happened. Would that be correct, what I heard?
Right. But you use the hook at the end to say, well, he's taking you somewhere.
Well, I think you said something, and we can probably roll it back in post-production. You said something about when we go places or he takes me somewhere. And that's what made me say.
So what I said was, he's not adding on to the beautiful or gorgeous, saying, dang, you're so gorgeous.
Yes.
That I want to take you to the whatever, so we can do this.
And I thought we clarified that, because I said those are my words. That's what I said, and you did say he doesn't say that.
No.
Right, and I didn't want to put words in his mouth, but I wanted to be clear. So let's go to the picture.
Okay.
Tell us about this. How did this happen?
So this was the day that we did the interview. So the show did an interview, or just you and him? This was my interview day. The first day? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. So this was my interview day, because you can go and you can see the outfits, the same outfit, same everything. Now, what he is doing here is he had already a business meeting set up there. So there is... That's what he told you, correct? That's what happened. No, I'm not saying that's what he told you as if that was a cake bake. He told you he had a business meeting and you were invited. No. Okay. So again, back there, probably like on the first level there is a area where if you have, your high roller seats and things like that, you I don't know what they call it there in Detroit, but here in DC, they call it maybe the Ultra Club and things like that, where all the people that have
maybe I'm too old school, or maybe I'm just too old, y'all. What y'all think? Maybe I'm too old or something. Maybe it's me. Maybe I got married in a time where maybe I'm a dinosaur or some shit. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Maybe I just think differently. Maybe it's me, y'all. Cause when she's talking, and no disrespect to her, all is like wong 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 wong. Girl, you on a picture with another man and you got a husband sitting up and cheesing. Well, this ain't no goddamn interview. I don't care what this is like. What? Your man don't look at that and y'all he ain't gonna question that. What are y'all doing? Y'all like y'all having a good time, like y'all on a date. Well, I mean, when they do that, I mean, like I say, am I a dinosaur at this point? My whole perspective is just probably different. Maybe I'm too ancient or something. I don't know shit. I'm happy to be ancient, but I'm just maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just old school in my thinking that this is definitely suggestive. What is it? Subjective or subjective? Like, what the hell are y'all doing? First question be like, what are you doing? There's no way. Hell, if I told my husband, you know what, I'm going on a meeting. I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to meet up with such and such for this. I'm so excited. It's going to boost my career. I mean, boost my YouTube. He'd be like, where the hell you think you going?
Oh my God.
What the hell? It's going to be some problems. Like, in the same way, if he was like, yeah, I'm about to go. I'm about to go out of town. Okay, what you want? I'm going to meet up with this chick on YouTube. Yeah, we got a meeting, and they ain't tell me nothing about it. I don't know what y'all did. And then next thing you know, I see you on a picture with like this. What the hell? It's gonna be a problem.
Oh my God.
The hell? I didn't sign up for that. That's not what we signed up for. That's not what our agreement was. Now, if that's y'all agreement, see, this is where it's different. If that's the agreement and everybody's okay, kumbaya with that, that's the okay, cool. But other than that, I'm like, no, this is some shady shit. Classy young man, thank you for the super chat. Says I'm sniffing another chess move.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Classy. I'm just like, child, I don't what's going on, Classy? How you been? I'm just like, no, it's like I don't hear nothing else. All I do is see the picture. Girl, what the hell? What the hell, Yante?
Oh my God.
Hell no. This is not how as a married woman would move. I thought she was single. So I'm like, okay, you single. It's all on Anton at this point because you married, but maybe your wife is cool with it. Well, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But no, you got a whole husband? Something ain't sitting right with that to me. But once again, maybe I'm a dinosaur, y'all. Yeah, maybe my mentality is too old for maybe I'm too old for the new school or something. And if that's the case, so be it, child. It is what it is. Let's continue because this ain't computing to me. This is out of order. As Crimson Cure would say, you're out of order. It's not, you're out of order. Hyenas. I'm just saying. I'm not calling her a hyena. I'm just saying. Child, let's continue.
Club seats, things like that. Yeah. You have, of course, conference rooms, other things up there. And back there is where he had his meetings. He met a couple of high profile people. They were talking about sponsorships. They were talking about interviews, a whole lot of stuff.
No, I still don't think you answered the question. What I'm trying to
You
get
asked
at,
what was I doing there?
because I said he had a business meeting and
Correct.
invited you,
Correct.
and you said no. So you didn't fall out the sky. They didn't open up the dome and you came down on a harness into the meeting. So what I'm saying is
hold on. Ask your actual question.
So this is what I'm saying. The interview is over. The one-on-one interview is over. Correct?
Correct.
What does the conversation sound like to invite you to come here?
Okay.
Right.
Because I said you were
Okay.
invited and you said no.
Okay. So no, that's not what I said. But
We're going to play it back.
Nevertheless, so again, he had business meetings there, and he said, well, I got a couple meetings at the game, and these people I think will be good for you to meet. I said, sure.
And you were the only one from the team that went, or were there other people? I know you were the only interview.
I wasn't at a team then.
No, I'm saying the interview was his staff, his production. Like you have camera people, producers, etc. So the production is over. Did he not only apprise you that he was going and invited you, were there other production people?
Well,
Because we all have gone out together after production.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, again, you have production people and everything, all that other good stuff. Anton does everything himself.
Yes.
And I do mean all of it. Unless sometimes, like if he has something else going on, there may be another person there because they maybe have to help him with something else. But if it's only like one thing that he's doing outside of his own videos,
Sure.
it's only him.
So his wife wasn't there.
At this one, no.
Right. So you flew out for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
You went to his studio or place of production. Y'all did an interview, and it's just you guys. Correct.
So I flew to Detroit. Got to the hotel. Okay. Got to the studio.
He booked a hotel for you, the location.
Correct.
Okay.
Got to the studio. His wife came past the studio. That's when I first met her.
Sure.
But she did not stay.
Okay. Let me ask you this, and I'm not trying to be too investigatory, but it gives foundation. How far is the hotel from the studio and from his home, if you knew that?
I've never been to his home. So
Well, you don't have to go to a person's
You
home.
said from
to
his
know.
home, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know that. Okay, fair enough. From the studio. Give or take 5, 10, 15 minutes or more.
I say maybe 10 or 15.
Okay, 10 or 15. So then he says,
It's all downtown.
it's all downtown. So he says, hey, I got this business meeting. I'm going to this game. Would you like to go with me? And obviously you said yes, because you weren't forced into going.
I got this game. I got this meeting. Go
I
ahead.
have this meeting. Okay, so if I'm looking at this picture, are you all on the floor at a basketball game?
Correct. That's the floor.
Okay, at a basketball game.
Correct.
So you went to a basketball game. Did you watch the game?
No, this picture right here, we probably sat on this court maybe 10 minutes.
Oh,
We
I
were
see.
in
So,
the back.
so a meeting, and then y'all just went on the floor to take a picture.
No, we just went on the floor and we sat there maybe 10 minutes. And then they had their,
Sat there 10 minutes to watch a game for 10 minutes?
He wanted to see a little bit of the game. Sat there maybe about 10 minutes. The quarter ended, went right back to the back.
Okay, and was his wife invited with you guys to the business meeting?
I don't know if she was invited or not.
Was she
but
there?
If she was there, no.
She was not there. Okay, in that moment, did you feel awkward?
No,
No.
because I was there for a meeting. So
But you had nothing to do with the meeting, right?
Let me finish.
Sure.
I was there for a meeting, right? So he's already having his business dealings, whatever he's going to do. You're in business. You're in this crowd.
Sure.
You absolutely understand that there are networking opportunities. If I know so-and-so and I bring you with me
Sure.
and so-and-so sees you,
Correct.
oh, you can make networking opportunities. And you also know that it does not happen in a vacuum. It does not happen in offices.
Correct.
It does not happen. You can be at the golfing. You can be at the NBA games, all types of things. So again, kind of like, just like the thing.
Look, I think most people understand that.
Oh my God.
Look, my husband been in the music business for years. So we all understand how people network and, how you want to, basically she's saying she's looking for an opportunity. It wasn't about her husband at this point. She wasn't worried about her husband. She was trying to get an opportunity. And so going with Anton on these meetings or whatever you want to call it, she wasn't thinking about all that. She didn't see anything as disrespect or nothing because she's thinking about the opportunities that she could possibly get. Let's just say that. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it appears to be. I'm just saying. And if that's your that's your thing. That's your business. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But what we're saying is, it looks disrespectful to your husband, but maybe he's not disrespected by it. We don't know. Maybe he's okay with it. But what she's doing is she's trying to, what y'all would call clout chase. She's trying to use opportunities that she thought was there to benefit her. And that's what a lot of women do. That's what people do. But if you If you can get in and get some opportunities, why not? If you're trying to grow your brand or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, and if this person can help you accomplish it, then that's all the focus is. A lot of times these people aren't focused on their husbands. This is why when you find in the entertainment business, whether it's entertainment in general, they like you better when you're single. Because when you have a husband, or you especially women who have husbands, it gets in the way. Because they know that women can be coerced, or they may be more likely to do some things strange for that change.
Oh my God.
They know women change their minds. They know if women are presented with certain opportunities that they may do some things that they normally wouldn't do, they would do it for that opportunity. This is why they don't like you to be married. In any entertainment aspect, they love for the women to be single. When you say you getting married and you love somebody, oh my God, that's frowned upon. I remember years ago, they wouldn't, if you wanted a girlfriend, or if you wanted a man or boyfriend or whoever, they wanted everybody to be single. Even the young men, if they feel like the woman gonna mess up your career, which in a lot of cases it did happen, but then they wanted the women to be single. They didn't want you with a man because that man is going to have certain standards. He's not going to allow you to go over to this man's house for a so-called meeting, to talk about your career and all this, because they know what could happen. And unfortunately, a lot of women have found themselves in situations where they've been taken advantage of because of that very reason. Oh, just getting the call. Oh, you go over to somebody's house supposed to help your career, and the next thing you know, some shit didn't happen that you didn't want to happen, but it happened to boost your career. Or you say yes to something because you believe it's going to boost your career, and they tell you if you don't do it, then you're not going to see the light of day. I don't care how talented you are, but if you ain't willing to do XYZ for me or whoever, then your career won't see the light of day. See, if you have a husband and you don't have to depend on that career, and you're not willing to jeopardize your morality for that said career, because you got a man there who's supporting you and saying, listen, no, this or this ain't gonna go down. No, if she gonna go here, I'm with her. See, that makes it a little bit more difficult for them to maneuver the way they want to with you. So this is something a lot of celebrities have spoken about. So it's not something I'm just saying, but it's an actual thing. And so this is why they like you single, because, and this is why some of these people walk away from their husbands. They walk away from their husbands thinking, now, when I do this, now I'm appeasing the powers that be. So they'll take me more seriously. And now I'm going to get more roles, or I'm going to get more gigs, and I'm gonna get more music. And because now I don't have a man holding me back. I remove, the tether, and now I'm free to do whatever. It's a sign to say I'm open and free to do what y'all need me to do, because now I'm serious about getting this big career. This is, and then it still don't end up happening. So yeah, it's one of those things that we already are aware of. Dr. Devil Dog 1775, thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you.
Oh my God.
Says someone needs to ask why the hotel room background in Anton's recorded response to Corey matched the same background she recorded 15 minutes later, the same day on that trip.
Oh my God.
Okay. I'm done gossiping, baby.
Oh my God.
Okay, somebody to ask that question. Shit. Oh my God. Anyway, thank you, Devil Dog 1775. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Shit, somebody to ask the question. That's crazy. SBU Live. Thank you for the super chat. It says, DeeDee, you're on point. How about a collab in South Africa? How you been? Oh my God. That's SBU Live. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. How have you been? I haven't heard or seen from you in a while. How's everything going? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. You done moved to Africa? I didn't know that. Send me an email, SBU Live. Email me. My email is it should be in the in the description. But it's DeeDeesWorldLoves at yahoo.com. Email me more information. You mean a collab like from South Africa or me coming to South Africa? Let me know what you're talking about and how you been. I haven't heard or seen from you in a while. Good to hear from you. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. All my hoes demonetized. I'm so sorry. Your name is funny as hell. All my hoes demonetized. Yes, Lord. So they don't get no money. That's what you're saying. This ish a lot of splaining. Hashtag live. Your name is funny. So what that mean? All your hoes demonetized. They don't get no more money from you. Oh Lord, y'all funny. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Y'all funny. Let's continue.
We were talking about with it just being the fact that it's just that person that is the business entity. I also think that when people don't know business or people have never experienced what it's like to network, especially with people that are upper echelon, they don't understand that these things don't happen in just offices. These things don't happen in a particular place. So there are a lot of high rollers and business people. Like there were people there that were part of the NBA.
Sure.
The guy that owns the actual arena.
Yeah. Yeah.
All there.
Yeah.
All the mayor, like all there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The former mayor.
The former mayor, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the difference, and you know this because we work together.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to how critical it is for the male that you're working with, particularly when it's sort of independent and we are being seen and these sort of pictures come about. It's important to meet and know your husband. And I'm not saying he isn't a man of character because I don't know Anton. And I'm not here to vilify him. I'm just going based off how things look and what the concerns have been in the public.
I can understand, but that's why I don't mind. That's why I don't mind talking about it, because there's nothing nefarious that I ever had going on. And again, I never do anything unless my husband knows.
So your husband knew that you were going to this business meeting.
My husband knew that I was where I was.
No, let's be very clear with language. So I want to be clear with my question.
Okay.
Did your husband know that after the show, the interview was over, you were going to a basketball, you were going to a meeting at an arena where a basketball game was?
I don't remember if I told him before or after, but I did tell my husband. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you told, but
of course.
When you say you don't remember
meaning
before or after,
meaning like
is it fair to say you told him after?
No, it's not fair.
Because how do you not remember that?
Because I don't remember everything about that day.
No, but you're a married woman who goes and
she probably didn't know she was going to sit courtside in the game herself. She probably didn't know that either. So if she didn't know, she probably didn't tell her husband. Oh, we're going to go sit down courtside and take some pictures, child.
Oh my God.
I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying, it's a hot mess. All my hoes demonetized. Username is for straight legal purposes. Hashtag what money. Gotcha.
Oh my God.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Oh Lord. It's Eric TV says, just stop talking. It's worse now. Laughing my A off. It's worse now. I mean, yeah, it's not, it just doesn't look good, man. Thank you, it's Eric TV.
I want to be fair to you, but I want us
because to me, everything that I'm doing is business. So again,
but a married woman doesn't forget if she told her husband she went somewhere before or after.
No, you're trying to pinpoint a time frame, and I'm telling you, I don't remember my time frame.
Not a time frame.
I tell my husband everything. So yes, I did, and I posted this. This is my picture.
Yes.
So again, if I was trying to hide it,
So
or
you
if I
Yep.
didn't want my husband to know it, I would have never posted.
So
it.
you think posting it makes you innocuous?
Right.
No, I'm telling you that I don't hide anything. I have nothing to hide. And so if I wanted to hide something
Sure.
from my spouse, I would have never.
Let's
posted
look at the next picture. I thought the next picture was really, really interesting. And in this next
But
picture,
wait, why are you leaving that one? Why are you leaving? What?
Girl, it's over. It's done. We don't gotta say that. It don't. You posting it don't. That means she didn't see nothing wrong with it. So she didn't see that as disrespectful to her husband. That's how I would see. You don't see that as disrespectful, yeah, and note it. She don't see that as disrespectful. Some women are oblivious to these types of things. They don't see it as disrespect. It's like, oh, it's we're not doing anything, so it's okay, and I posted it, so it's not a problem. Just because you posted it don't mean it's disrespectful to your husband. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Let's continue.
Why are you leaving that one?
what is there more you want to expound?
No, but
Okay.
it's something that you want to expound on because
You said why I'm leaving that picture to go to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like you gave clarity.
Okay.
What I heard you say was it wasn't a basketball game I was invited to.
Correct.
I was invited to a business meeting.
Correct.
I heard you say I went for an interview, and after the interview, I was asked and I accepted the offer.
Okay.
I heard you say that I apprised my husband, or you told your husband this is where you were going. You couldn't remember if it was before or after, but either way, your husband knew. And the final thing you said was you posted the picture.
Correct.
I have nothing further. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Next picture. I was flabbergasted by this picture
Okay, tell me why.
because there's no way my wife would be physically touching, leaning on a married man, leaning on a single man, leaning on another man in a way that suggests I'm feeling you, I like you. This is really some sort of
Why do you think that says I'm feeling you?
even if it doesn't say I'm feeling you, I don't want
I'm
my
saying,
wife.
Why do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that suggests that I'm feeling you?
Girl, if you gotta ask that question respectfully, goddamn, wait a hot damn minute. If you gotta ask that question, something ain't right. Now and no shade to Micca. Micca, look, do your thing, girl. That's your business, but it's public knowledge. So they want me to react to it, so I'm reacting to it. Girl, this looks a hot mess, girl. Girl, this looks damaging. Girl, maybe you don't understand. Maybe this makes me wonder and understand why people are saying, maybe you really not married. You know what I mean? I don't like to do that because I remember people was questioning my marriage one time. It was like, I don't think they married. Okay, well, you can think what the hell you want, baby. You don't see me with you see me with this man and no other. So I'm like, you can think what you want, child. I know, I'm married to this man with all these goddamn children. Hell. So you can think what you want. But what I'm saying is, this makes people question based off of this, like, do you really got a husband? Because where the husband at? What the husband think of this shit? Like, I know for sure my man would not be okay. Just as much as I wouldn't be okay. If he has some chick that he got his hand around and she up on, I'm like, oh hell no, we gonna be a fight. Something gonna have to go down. I'm gonna have to go beat the hell out of her or something. Then you gonna have some explaining to do. Hell no, I don't know. I'm protective too. I don't want you all on some other chick, just like you don't want me on some other dude. Girl, I don't care. Leaning on, putting a finger on, none of that is acceptable. What the hell? And your husband is nowhere around. Like, what is going on? Like, what the hell you posted up leaning on a nigga that ain't your man? Like, come on. That makes people wonder about you having a man. That's why they asking, like, because there's no way. People are like, damn, what this man look like? Oh, is he insecure? Like, what's going on? Like, is he just grateful to be with you? What the fuck is going on? I'm just saying, like, this ain't nah. I'm saying this is horrible. And these are Christians. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm a dinosaur and I don't get the new modern way. I understand networking. I understand all of that. But once again, my husband and I have networked before. He wasn't all hugging nobody. It wasn't no posted up on no pictures like that. It wasn't none of that. We still was networking. Networking don't have to involve all of that. You know, now if you meet friends or people you know, you go, hey, how you doing? Why I see you? Why you give them a little hug, little, you know, little pat. Not no singular pictures. Just the two of y'all look like y'all posted up, look like y'all a couple. If you don't understand that, I don't know. Like, I know that maybe that dynamic is just different. Maybe that relationship dynamic is different. I'll give you that. But I'm just saying the optics look bad. It looks bad. It looks bad. Let's continue.
Because
Okay, let's
hold on,
omit
hold on, no,
so
hold
we
on.
don't
The
get
reason
stuck
why
on
I'm
that word.
asking you,
Okay.
the reason why I'm asking you is I have tons of pictures of our former co-hosts
Yep.
with the same lean, everything.
But here's the difference.
Hold on.
Yes.
And that person is also a male. All right. And we have a working relationship and it's the same exact type of picture.
But here's the disrespect. This is a married man that you are physically leaning into.
I'm not leaning into.
That to me,
I'm not leaning into.
to me, let me, and
There's space there.
here's my perspective of it.
Okay.
There's a gap between it, but I'm looking at how you have a smile on your face. This is just my perspective. Your eyes look seductive. Just my perspective. And your arm is relaxed on his upper shoulder.
Correct.
And I would never imagine a married woman leaning on a business male partner that way.
Look, if I was the wife, oh, you best believe. Oh, I'm about to fly to where y'all at. If I'm not there, I will be there. Okay. And from the wife's perspective, no, it ain't that type of party. Y'all could, how you doing? And boom, oh, you know, and that's it. All these posting up and no, I'm gonna fly to where y'all at, and I'm gonna let you know what it is. Get the hell up off my man. And what the hell are you doing? But you back the hell up. Get off of him. You don't gotta do all that. Y'all can stand right on side of each other and take that picture, honey. No, make a clear distinction. Ain't no funny business happening. No, nah. And I wouldn't be, I'm just saying, it's different strokes, different folks, but I certainly wouldn't be on no social media talking about, I love this person. She all up on your man. Unless y'all all got some menage a trois going on. I'm just saying. Y'all, unless y'all into the threesomes and all the freaky shit. You know what I'm saying? If that's what y'all into, okay, I digress. I back away because I don't know. So I don't know. But if that's what y'all into and that's y'all business, now if y'all into all of that, okay, just say that then. Shit. Because if you don't want to say that, then people gonna think what they're gonna think. But for us regular people who don't do all that, and keep it between us, nah, hell no. Back up. You don't gotta be touching at all. Just saying. Shit. Baby, it's just too much going on. Anyway, Irving Hunt, thank you for the super chat. Says she is naive. Maybe she has no training on what a man feels and don't care. Typical modern woman. That could be the case, Irving. She's just oblivious to it. She just don't really know. Could be. I'll give you that. Thank you for the super chat, Irving. I appreciate you. Yeah, maybe. Let's continue because I'm ready to wrap this up.
Me is inappropriate. Okay. If you were my wife, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract with him. Okay. Just because, and I will also feel a little uncomfortable that this gentleman obviously did not either push you away or suggest that we shouldn't take this type of picture. I've never met your husband. I fly you out here once or twice. This is this may not be the first time. So which point was this? Not that it matters if it was the third time, the fourth time.
This is the second time.
The second time?
This is the second time I'm out there. Not the second time I'm dealing with Anton.
Okay, so and it doesn't matter to me, but what's that gap between the first time you're there, he takes you to a business meeting at a basketball game, and you guys are sitting on the floor like you are
that we're working
a couple.
together? And it's not like that.
Well, that's not working
No, go back
together.
to what you just said.
Hold
It's
on,
not-
is that working together?
No, go back to what you just said.
Which part?
It's not that, no, you said a couple.
Well,
That-
pick one.
no, you said sitting on the floor like you are a couple.
Yeah, listen, I'm not.
But you're
Micca.
you're interjecting your own thoughts, especially.
I'm giving you my perspective.
But your perspective is after I told you. So to put something else there.
Okay, I see. That's fair. Okay, so
something else
but
on it.
I think that's a fair point. I don't want to spin it. What I want to say is messaging imagery is critical because imagery is messaging.
Correct.
And a lot of times on a jumbotron at a game, we often see couples, whether you're high up or you're on the floor. A lot of times when people are on the floor, you see.
Do you sit at the game?
Do I sit at the game?
Correct.
Yes.
Do you sit at the game on the floor?
I have.
No. Do you all the time?
No.
Okay. All right. So who have you met at these games on the floor?
This is my show, not yours. I'm not answering the question.
Oh, okay. And the reason
If I come on your show, then we can get into that.
However,
I'm
but
not answering
the
the
reason
question.
I asked you
Sure.
is to give perspective, right?
Yes.
Because what I found, okay, because I'm usually in the skybox.
Yes.
When I'm here in DC, I'm in my box. I don't
Yes.
like to be down on the floor. That's not my thing.
Sure.
On the floor, there are family members there. They are some of those people. A lot of them are like business seats.
Yep.
So anybody from these law firms, offices, are down there on the floor.
Yep.
That I've never known who sits down on the floor because I don't care and I don't sit there, right? But by being there, I found out who was actually down there, family members, business partners, all of that. That's who I met.
Listen,
Hold on.
Yes.
So again, I'm not disputing your.
I'm a dinosaur.
Oh my God.
I don't give a damn about these games, who on the floor, who in the top. I that kind of stuff does not impress me whatsoever. I don't give a damn. We talking about on the floor at the game. Oh, I'm still on the picture. I don't give a damn where you was at. The picture could have been in the bathroom at Popeyes. You shouldn't be on the picture. I don't know. This kind of stuff, child. It's just none of this matters. And once again, all respect to Micca, but none of this matters on the floor, in the way. Cause like I said, it could have been a bathroom at Popeyes, McDonald's. It could have been on the parking lot of Walmart, Wendy's. The picture with a man is like that when you're married is subjective. And people are going to assume anything they want out of that. That's all I'm looking at. I don't care about all the rest of the stuff. All this other stuff. I don't see what the point of that is. Who's there? I don't care. I don't look at celebrity the same way everybody else does. I've been around celebrities. They're regular people. I don't see celebrities as anything more than could be potentially an opportunity if you're in that business. If you do music, if you sing and whatever it may be, but I can understand people trying to associate with those people for a business reason. I get it. I'm not oblivious to any of that. But me personally, I don't care. I don't see celebrities are regular people. And they want you to treat them as such for the most part. Unless they're promoting a song or something like that, then they want you to show out. Other than that, they even think people who fan out over them too much is weird. So I'm not, you know what I mean? But I do understand people wanting to get around the folks who have the money if you're trying to use them for something. I get that. Promoting something, networking with these people and all of that. Yeah. But we also know 9 times out of 10, especially if you are a woman and you are attractive, and even some men, depending on what they like. And we know in that business, they freaky and they go all kind of ways. So if you have what they want, then you get a little closer to them. But does you having what they want, or you having, networking with them in this day and age, does this really get you closer to your goal? A lot of times it does not. Let's be honest. And you got to be real naive and dumb to think that is going to, in 2026, you don't have to really do that. You can do some things on your own to benefit yourself. You don't have to do that. We all know that this so-called networking with these people don't actually get you to the place that you want to be. We can look at this whole situation with Anton and Micca. This ain't, and that's why I say the way she's going about this is not really going to get her to where she think it is. In my opinion, I hope she succeeds. Because anything that you're working on, you're doing, and the more you do it, the better you get, and the better it could pay off. So you're supposed to keep going. So I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying like sometimes people think any publicity is good, but nowadays it's not. Because if people don't like what you're putting out, then they don't follow you, and it does not translate to what you think it would. So that's all I'm saying. Be mindful of that and go about it a different way. And networking with people now is a different situation now. You know, usually when you build yourself up and you get to a certain place, those people now they come looking for you. They want to be a part of what you got going on because you've worked hard and built something up. Now they want to be a part of it. It's a different way of doing it now. And so a lot of times these women tend to think that they can go out and network with the people who have the money and the people who have the clout and the expertise. And a lot of times you end up getting something that you didn't bargain for. Meaning you don't come out with something more. You come out with something, you know, a wet cooch, you know what I'm saying? To be exact, like you come out with something of that nature and you don't end up getting what you want. This is why we have a lot of people in the entertainment business who are frustrated and angry because they did all of those things thinking that it was going to push them forward, and it actually did not, and they didn't get what they came for, and they still bitter about it. They were taken advantage of. So you have to be careful. Because what do these people do? Because it would have to involve them putting money on you or putting resources towards you. And they don't typically want to do that for free. A lot of that industry is male dominated. So these men are not trying to, and especially if you are attractive to, now you're putting yourself out there. They're looking at what they don't just want to look at you and say, oh my God, you know, a man ain't just looking at you and saying, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Just on GP. He's not looking at you and say, oh my God, you're so beautiful. God damn, you look good. You think most men are looking at a woman and saying, damn, you look good just because? No, they have an idea in their mind, like, damn, she look good. If I could get her, I would.
Oh my God.
If she would give me some, God damn, I would take it. They not saying you looking good just because. They saying you looking good and they like you how you look because they would, if they had a chance, oh boy, they would take it. That's why there's a reasoning behind it. And not just saying it just to be saying it. And I do think sometimes women are oblivious and naive to this because you're not a man. You don't think like a man. That's why they say a woman and a man can't be friends, because especially if he's attracted to you, he's always thinking about an opportunity to be with you. He just waiting for you to say yes. He's waiting for you to be in your so-called vulnerable state where you like, you know, where he can catch you off guard. And if you're going to give it to him, he been waiting on it. Come on now. This is where women got to stop being delusional and stop being, you know, acting as aloof. Like you got to know that if a woman that's a man who is attracted to a woman is looking for some type of sexual gratification, if he could get that out of her. If she was ever in a position to give it to him, he ain't gonna say no. So when you're going about this so-called networking with these people, and it's men, and you an attractive woman, oh, they already thinking how they could smash, what they can get out of you. Well, you know, if you wanted this, you know, you're gonna have to do something, you know, or they may not be as blunt, but you know what, you know, they're gonna start easing up like, well, if you want me to come out with my resources, what you willing to offer? That's just the nature in that business, and you can't be naive to think that is not the case. You know what I mean? Come on. But maybe there are still some people who are like that. You know, we all were naive at some point and didn't believe that that's what it is, but it is. Let's continue.
Perspective as far as people that don't know.
Yeah.
Right? That's fair. But when you are in that world and you are in the know, and you know more than just I would say the popular culture of who might sit down there, right? Because you might see your favorite rapper, things like that. But all those people that are sitting beside the rapper, you absolutely don't know why they're there.
But two married people shouldn't be sitting together without their spouses.
No. Now, see, and here we are again with you going back to something that's not, because you are essentially saying that I cannot do any business dealings with somebody that is in business because that person is married.
No, what I'm saying, no, what I'm saying is somebody who's never met your husband.
Because if I go out with you or anybody
and
else,
I met your husband.
Okay, but
the former host has met your husband.
But we've already talked about that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying, because you don't know when you're looking at that picture. You don't know if he met him or not.
I know he hasn't met your husband. When I looked at that picture, let me, and maybe because I have inside knowledge.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why.
So my point is, you don't know.
But it does, I don't have to know to know that that's inappropriate. Let me say this, and maybe you just don't see it. You can't see how this could be construed.
That's not what I said.
Okay,
we just talked.
Okay, so do you see this as being inappropriate?
We just talked about what it can look like imagery-wise.
So let me ask you, forget the imagery. Is this inappropriate to you?
From my perspective, it wasn't, because that's not what I was doing. But I told you, I can understand why people might have thought that, but I literally did not have anything going on or anything, like there's nothing inappropriate going on. So me just leaning didn't seem like an issue to me.
Okay, so here's some hard questions I really, really need to ask you. First one is, it may not be as hard, but here it is. Are you going to continue working with Anton?
Well, I have not been on after hours since the whole incident happened.
That's not answering my question.
I'm not finished.
Okay.
So I haven't been on after hours since the incident happened. And I felt that, there were a lot of things that I did not like about everything that went on. So with that, I decided to pull away from the show. So no, I am not.
Is that a permanent termination?
I am not.
Permanent termination?
Yes. I was only doing one show.
Okay, so you're no longer a part of it. Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No.
Hold
on. No.
Okay. Any sexual relations?
No. It's always been strictly professional. And
you could be professionally sexual.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Well,
so again, it's always been strictly professional. Strictly professional. Like I said, Anton has a persona online.
Okay.
I get his persona online, but personally, Anton hasn't done that to me.
Okay. What happened between him and Corey Holcomb? Because the 5150 show, from what we all saw, you were there with Anton, correct? We didn't see you, but clearly Corey said your name. And I even saw a video that he said Micca can come and do the show. She could come here. I would love for her to come. What happened that was not visible to the public that you can share? Like, we saw a lot, but was there anything behind the scenes? Were the guys agitated initially? I remember, I think I saw something where you said that it was actually on your own show. You said, hey, Corey shook my hand. I met him and he knew I was there. What happened?
Okay, so we got to the studio and
let's back up a little.
Okay.
Again, here's another invitation, correct? It's another invitation from Anton. An invitation.
No. Well, no.
Corey, did Corey invite you?
No. So this is how this rolled out.
Sure.
So Anton decided to put together a podcast tour that he was going to do, and that he's still on, actually, that he was going to go to different locations. Cool. I am the only person on Anton's program that is an actual content creator. not a panelist, not a guest. I'm an actual content creator. So
Why are you the only one?
because I'm the only one that wants to do content outside of Anton.
Are you the only beautiful one on his team?
Oh,
But there's other pretty women there. But
now why did he ask?
whatever you think, that's what you think. But there's other women.
Do you
on the
think
team.
you look better than his wife?
No, I'm not going to answer that question because
No, I mean, again, these are things that were sent to me. People have said, "Can you please ask her how she feels?"
Why would I answer that? Why would I subject another woman to answering something that is absolutely insane?
Award.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
And it's disrespectful.
And that picture was disrespectful.
But she was there.
She was there at the second one.
Yes.
That second picture.
Yes.
Did she take the picture of you leaning on her husband?
I sent you the video. Why play that?
I'll show that video when she was sitting on his lap.
And what were we doing in the video?
I think I saw you in the back, and maybe y'all were doing a show or something.
Yeah, we were doing an after-hour show.
And he told his wife to come on over and sit down.
But
I think
hold on.
you're using
now you would no.
that isolated.
No, that's not isolated. That was the entire day. So
No, I mean isolated your history with him.
No.
Okay.
That the only one that she has that she wasn't at was the first one at the game. Outside of that, Rita is there. Now I'm not in charge of her schedule.
And that's even scarier.
She's there most of the time, which is
I just think it's scarier if a wife,
of the
but
time.
I don't know her. I haven't spoken with her.
She does a lot of the business dealing. She does the emails. She does the scheduling because she actually scheduled my flight.
Sure.
She does those. So Anton is not the person that actually does it. He has an assistant, but a lot of the times his wife does it.
Yeah. And you do have husband-wife business partners. Yeah.
Tons of them.
Yeah. And sometimes those individuals, wife or husband, can be accepting of different arrangements.
Okay, but what does that have to do with me? My arrangement is business and personal.
Right, that's what I mean.
Personal.
That's what I mean. That arrangement, yeah.
So no, it's not an arrangement. It's an actual business.
No, it's an arrangement
words
by
matter.
a contract.
Words matter.
Yeah.
And the
I'm very fastidious when it comes to words.
Yeah, I know. And you're also a fast talker. So I pick up on it.
I'm not that fast.
You fast, but I listen.
Sure.
However, no, she does a lot of the bookings, so she knows who's coming in and out and things like that. But like I said, that last one that we were just talking about, she was there the entire time. That's why in the video I sent you, she just came on in. She had been sitting there the entire day.
Okay, going back to Corey. So you were there, you arrived, and the show starts.
No.
Well, let's skip past everything else and just get to the crux of it.
Okay.
What do you think really set off either Corey or Anton?
At what part?
At any part. You were there, so you may have witnessed or have seen characteristics that could have been combustible and sort of inflamed them.
I think both of them set each other off. Because you have two men that are good at what they do, two men that are trying to get their point of view across as what is the best view.
Sure.
And they don't not only not agree on political things, they don't agree on certain values.
But what's the issue? Because it seems like Corey doesn't like that Anton allegedly espouses white America's thinking, or he minimizes black people, or his role as a conservative prowess, if you will, seems to demean and diminish the light of black Americans. And Corey is perturbed and turned off by that. And Corey, therefore, or maybe Anton Corey says something about sucking, male parts or something. And I think what actually happened? I can't remember who said what.
So
I think Corey said
kissing white people's
behind. Yeah.
And then Anton said, well, you sucked of black people.
Yes.
And he just didn't like the sucking comment.
Yeah. Now I was disturbed that honestly Corey was that upset. I mean, I get the respectability component.
I thought it was just a bat because you just said, I kiss somebody's butt, so I'm just upping this one. Well, you do this to black people, and a lot of people, use that.
Yeah, but in the urban black community, you can't say to another man, suck something. But I also think Anton had a right to say what he said about you can't tell me that I'm kissing somebody's behind.
Correct. And you can't tell somebody how they feel about the disrespectful comment.
That's correct.
Some people may not feel that, saying you kiss white man's, but if you feel the way Corey feels, then maybe you don't because you think it's appropriate.
I think Anton handled that so respectfully.
I thought the exchange, was warranted how both of them went, but I didn't think it needed to be elevated to where.
And I say respectfully in the sense that Anton didn't allow it to get physical because I thought Corey was about to dog him. When if Anton had said one more time what Corey told him not to say, for some reason I thought, wow, he may punch him. But then I was disappointed to see two black men.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it. One, because there were myself and Darlene and other females in the studio. Yeah. So I didn't like that. Especially with men, I think you should be able to handle things cordially.
Why did?
Well, yeah, as women, we always say that, but we're not men. We don't have that aggressive nature like men. So you can't really say how a man should respond to another man's disrespect. And now both probably felt disrespected, and they handled it the way they thought they should have. You can't really determine or tell people how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Especially two men. So this is why I think women should stay out of like the men's territory when it comes to that. When these men are arguing and all this kind of stuff, you get back because you don't know how they're gonna respond. If they're gonna start fighting, you just don't know what they're gonna do. So that's really not our place to be in. You know what I'm saying? And once again, she got caught in the mix of all that because she was there with Anton. And even, Corey was like, that's your B, which I thought, that was disrespectful, but that's how he talk. And then Anton responded the way he responded. Is how he gonna respond. You can't really dictate how people gonna respond. You can have an opinion on it for sure, but you don't know how somebody's gonna respond to somebody else. And I thought the fact that she was there and put in a crossfire was where, in my opinion, just my opinion, where I thought Anton should have apologized to her. And I don't know if he has, because it's almost as if he kind of, contributed to, her putting her in that position. She's there. She initially said he told her she was going to be on the Corey Holcomb show. And, she didn't know nothing else. Oh, I'm going to be okay. So show up this way. You're going to, go and boom. So she was under the impression she's going to be on the show because that's what he told her. And that's all he told her. Come to find out, he wasn't sure. He was going to try to finesse to get her on the show, and it backfired. And a lot of people were saying he was mad because Corey didn't agree with just letting her on. And that's how all of that transpired. Now, I don't know what she's saying now, but that's what she initially said. She thought he told her she was going to be on the show, but it was not clear that she was going to be on the show based off of what Corey Holcomb had to say. And that's how all the foolishness started. But anyway, and then like she said, she was on the panel after that, and she was talking and saying, and it was a very weird conversation that she had the last time she was on his panel, where she was saying she don't like people to lie to her. So everybody automatically assumed that she's referring to him, lying to her about the Corey Holcomb show. And then after that, she wasn't on the panel ever again that I know of. But yeah, so she kind of made it clear, I guess, that she don't like liars and she like people to lie on her, which is insinuating that he lied. And then boom, that's why she's not on there. But if anything, I would have been mad at him because he put me in a position that she couldn't even defend herself. She didn't know what the hell was going on. And, so yeah, let's continue though.
Corey called you a bitch.
I don't know why he called me one, honestly.
Yeah. Are you going on the show? Will you go?
Am I going on his
Corey
show? No, not to my knowledge.
But I think publicly he said Micca could come. If Corey invited you to 5051, will you show up?
Probably not. And the reason why I say that is the same way, you know, I can accept an apology. I can accept somebody saying a wrongdoing. You know, I accept people make mistakes, and I'm not putting that above anything. But I understand what that show is now, and so I don't think I fit, you know, the audience too much, and I don't think, you know, I would provide any value.
What is it that you want people to walk away with today? What truth do you want people to walk away with? And what more do you want to say about all of what we discussed today? Anton, Corey, your business relationship, your husband. We've touched on so many categories. So let's start with the first one. What truth do you want people to walk away with?
Not what truth. There's only the truth.
Sure.
The truth really honestly is that there are lessons. There are...
Oh, this is good. I love lessons. What's the lesson that you extracted from this experience? Because your life was speaking to you. Do you understand that?
I learned a valuable lesson. You know, outside of your wordsmithing,
Well,
outside of your wordsmithing, I do think, you know, it is important for your spouse to meet everybody. Right?
thank God we made progress.
Oh no, I wasn't ever, you know, not agreeing with you.
Sure.
I just still wanted you to understand that there wasn't anything nefarious there.
Yeah. On whose part?
On
Yours, because you can't speak for anyone else.
Correct.
Yes.
But so I didn't want that to be misconstrued in what you were asking.
Sure.
But I do think it's important because, you know, and not that he would even be online talk, because he's not going to do that.
Sure.
But just to be able to have that sense of, if something like this happens, you understand, other people can have an understanding that, you know, that person definitely knows what's going on, even though he does. Absolutely. I've told him this, that, and third goes on. This is what we're doing. This is the paperwork with this, blah, 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 whatever. But when you have somebody, you know, like you or others that are asking questions, I don't have to try to defend something that isn't happening, that absolutely isn't happening. And so I think the best way to put it is not having to make something a thing when it's not a thing. And not having to have things appear a way. Because I can tell you, in each one of those pictures, that's literally just chilling
And
the entire time.
And most importantly, if I can impose, most importantly, making your family a priority, making your husband
my family is definitely a priority.
Well, again, we're talking about imagery. The public doesn't know behind the scenes. You're a public figure. You do a show, I do a show, you put things out there, and you have to be responsible for the images that you put out, but also the images that you are participating in.
That's right.
And be a very conscious, clear, and very divine woman who walks with the knowledge of knowing that any man that you deal with as a married woman should meet your husband if it's a contractual ongoing relationship. It doesn't mean that some new guy starts working at the job, your husband needs to know. No, But if you're doing business and if this person you're opening your life up to, you're flying somewhere, God forbid you could have flown somewhere and that would have been your last flight.
Well, I mean, that can happen regardless whether my husband meets somebody or not.
Yeah, but it's critical to have your husband an integral part of your decisions when you're out here making them.
And he's still, and my husband's very much a part of my decisions because again, I don't move, and that's I have to explain to my husband where I'm going. I don't get to just get up and go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so that's always there. But what I'm talking about, one, the public wouldn't even know whether I did or didn't.
Yeah.
So me giving you this interview and telling you that it's something that the public would never even know.
Yeah. But let's remove the public thinking for a second and just perhaps think about maybe how your husband felt. I can't. I'm not going to speculate how. Well, let me ask you this: do you think all the images plastered all over social media, he felt good?
I'm not going to do that either.
You're not going to do what?
I'm not going to say what my husband felt like. My husband.
Did you and your husband have a conversation?
Figure, so I'm not going to.
Right. I'm right, but I'm just saying, did you and your husband have a conversation about what he was exposed to? He sees images on social media.
Oh, you mean, okay, so are you talking about this incident?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Okay, now go ahead and
answer
the question.
So what I'm saying is when your husband sees these images, what I'm saying is it's not important what the public sees or thinks, but it's perhaps what your husband and your family feel when they open up YouTube.
So those pictures have been sitting there for a year.
Well, not just those pictures. I'm just saying the most recent thing when you went with Anton.
Mercy. It's like pulling teeth. I'm just saying, it's like pulling grown teeth with roots. Like, come on, but this is a lot, but hopefully she learned from it and all of that. But this just goes to show you the little thought that women have for their husbands, for the men in their lives. Like that man, most men wouldn't be happy with this situation. Most men wouldn't be happy about their wife being put out here as somebody's 304 side chick or whatever. You know what I mean? And on the pictures with other most husbands, most men wouldn't want this wouldn't like this whole situation. Hell, there are men who are not married and are not in a relationship and see this as a problem. Because they know, and I hear you and I see you. I wouldn't, if she was my woman, I wouldn't. No, these men, that looks bad. Because that looks bad on him. Everybody looking like, what kind of nigga is this? What kind of man is he? That your wife is out here all on pictures with niggas and doing all the most. And now everybody's saying she all over social media, her name, everything is, oh, she's a possible somebody's side chick. And him and his wife over there chilling. They don't seem to be bothered whatsoever. So maybe that's the image, or that's the, what you want to portray for social media that may maybe benefit Anton in some way. I guess, I don't know, but it certainly doesn't benefit her and her husband in real life. So if anything, I would be, you can't be too mad because you put yourself in that situation, but you also got to consider how this is going to look for your husband. And if you have a protector of, he's protective of you, that don't look good at him, that he got to see this all over social media about his wife. And the people don't know if it's true or not all the time. So yeah, like you got to think about that. That's why I say you have to move a certain way as a wife. You can't just be out here doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, she is oblivious in a way. Jalen Atkins, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. It's Eric TV. Thank you for the super chat once again. Says, I think her husband said no more. LOL. Right.
Oh my God.
Thank you. It's Eric TV. I appreciate you. Yeah, this is like I said, the shut the F up job pays well. Sometimes it's better to be quiet. Don't keep going on. I would advise to her to not do no more interviews about this. Girl, let this ride out. Let this go away. Because now you done reignited it. All we see is alleged side chick, alleged side chick, alleged side chick, Micca, alleged side chick, Micca, alleged, all over again. Why would you want to keep rehashing that? That's not a good thing. That's all people going to look at you as now. They're not going to see the content of politics and follow that and take that seriously, because it's like your name is tainted with this foolishness. And if she didn't, you know, do anything with this man, it's unfortunate because this is what now people are putting out there. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and once again, respectfully, this is just my opinion. Anton and his wife seem cool. They don't seem like they have any issues. They gonna be together and do their life, but this could jeopardize your livelihood with your man and what you got going on if this continues. So I would not do any more interviews about this, but anyway, focus on your real content and the things you really want to push. Not keep pushing this, because this is not gonna somehow translate, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but from what I've seen, this is not going to translate followers, people who going to come want to follow you for your other content. All they're going to want to do is follow the messy part. They're not going to want to see the other content. You know what I mean? And this is what happens when these type of situations occur. And it's almost like, you know, if you use your beauty as a tool solely to get somewhere, then when the equivalent to that is when your beauty fades, everybody else run too, because there's no other substantial content there that people care about. Because if you put one in front of the other, one is going to get you a short-term fix and the other one could get you something more long-term. So that's the example, or the the example I'm going to use for what's happening here, what I think is happening here. People didn't clip the beginning, including myself. We didn't clip the beginning of her talking politics in this interview because nobody cares.
Oh my God.
They don't care because the salaciousness of this Anton situation is more entertaining than you talking about the politics aspect of things. And she may have some great things to say when it comes to politics, but nobody cares. People care about the salaciousness of what's going on, what happened between her and Anton and Corey Holcomb. If anybody benefited from this whole Corey Holcomb situation, it's Anton himself. And of course, O'Shea Do Jackson.
Oh my God.
Because when he get on the story, he posts 1,000 videos on it. So O'Shea and Anton are the ones who capitalize on this the most. So because, you know, this benefited Anton, everybody, you know, he gets to, you know, but it didn't really benefit her. It didn't benefit her podcast or her platform. It really didn't, from what I could see. It didn't catapult her platform. And keep talking about it is not going to catapult it. She's going to have to shift the narrative and talk about what she wants and move away. The best thing she could have done, in my opinion, is move away from it. Because it's not like she's proving, it's not like, I could see if she was, you know, if the sisterhood jumped on it and they're like, oh, she proving this man to have done her a disservice. And she proves that he really like set her up for something. Oh, the sisterhood would be all over. Oh, another ninja. This is what they do. That may have catapulted her. But if anything, it's weakening her platform because it's making her look bad. It's not necessarily making Anton look bad. It's making her look bad. So, you know what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense here. It's not making you look good. So by this making you look bad, it's not drawing people to you. They're going the opposite way. The only time they may listen to what you're saying is if, you know, it's talking about this. So the only way you may get a bigger following if you constantly talk about this on your channel. If you find new ways to entertain people by talking about it. But to go back into your political aspect of what you really seem like she wants to do, it's going to be very difficult with this audience. Now, if she can captivate a different audience and bring them in, that'll work. But it's very hard trying to transition. You know what I mean? And I've transitioned my channels like three times. And you gain a new group of audience each time. It's not the same audience. When I came into this space of the manosphere, I didn't even know none of all of that. I had 30,000 subscribers. When I came into the manosphere space, I had 30,000 subscribers already. That was from the beauty content in that world. And since then, I'm over 160K at this point. But before that, I had 30,000 out, and it took me years to get that 30,000. It took me years to get 30,000 subscribers in the beauty content, but I made a lot of money selling products and doing product reviews and doing sponsorships for beauty brands. So I made decent amount of money doing sponsorship for beauty brands and promoting products. So I made money that way. But I had 30,000 subscribers already coming into the manosphere space. So, but I had to transition, you know what I mean? It took time. And so, yeah, and it's just, that's the little bit of advice if she's watching this that I would give her. Look, girl, stop talking about this. This just don't look good for you. The only reason you keep talking about a subject if it is making you look good, if it's portraying you in the better light. In this situation, adding the fact that people didn't know you had a husband to it is only making it's more damaging for you. So I would stop talking about this. I would leave this alone. I wouldn't keep doing these interviews because every one of these interviews is making you look worse, and it's not bringing people to you per se. They're coming just for this gossip, and then when this is over, they fall off. That's all I'm saying. Let's finish the last little bit of this.
To Corey's show, and things was just, there was a recent conversation about you being the side chick. So
so that's what you're talking about. Yeah. The images are not.
But those images corroborated. But those images corroborated a narrative that people wanted to put out there.
That they
had something to use.
Well, they have. You can, let me phrase it this way. You can use whatever you want to create a narrative, but again, those images have been on my Instagram for over a year.
And that's a beef I had with you. Why is this man on your Instagram and not your husband?
Oh! Oh my God!
I'm gonna put that in.
Okay.
But
do you understand?
Then that pulled me to pulling his mindset in, and he's not sitting here talking.
Okay, that's fair.
What?
Okay. But no other males. So these are the takeaways.
Oh, damn.
No males on your Instagram.
I wasn't finished. So,
okay.
Oh, girl. God. Hell no. Hell to the no. And if this proves my point even more, this makes you look, Miss Ma'am, it makes you look bad, honey. Honey, this makes you look horrible. Oh my God. So you got Anton all over your social media, and your husband ain't on there at all? This is why people don't think she has a husband. While I don't think you should be posting your spouse all over these social and getting all your business, but goddamn, not a one Valentine's Day just happened. Is the Valentine post up? Are you and the man? Is the man real? Well, he's a mystery man. I'm just saying, damn. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, child, you learn something new every day, child. Let's continue. Every day.
We have
damn.
The lessons.
Yes.
And we have
So what was the first lesson again you said you got from this?
Oh, just being, so what the takeaways are: first, lessons. Understanding that even though this is all business, this is above board, the public may perceive something a certain way, and you just have to be aware of how they may perceive it, even if it's not that.
Correct.
So not to give the public something to make a thing when it's not a thing, and having to defend a lie. Because now when people ask me a question about that situation, it's to defend something that absolutely never happened.
Yeah.
And you cannot defend a lie.
What's the next takeaway?
The next takeaway is just to make sure that it's everything is contractual, right? So even though if me and you are, my manager, just to make sure everything is contractual, even with the third party.
Next takeaway. If there's a next, I don't want to just line them up for you.
No, opposite of that, it's just, honestly, I think just overall, just to make sure that you're just not giving people things that they think are going on, not to let stuff linger, because I'm a very private person.
That's the Pisces in us.
Yeah, I'm a very private person. And again, I'm not doing anything nefarious. And so sometimes when I hear things, I'll say, okay, well, people are gonna just talk. I don't give life to it because it's not true.
Do you like a little bit of the attention?
I've always got attention.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
No, I've
No,
always got
that's not what I'm asking.
No.
No.
I've always got.
You can't modify my question. This is called perspective. It's my perspective.
And this is my
The
perspective
question-
of your answer.
Okay, but this is what I had to go through being her executive producer, y'all. This is what I had to go through.
So the attention from the negative stuff, absolutely
No, do you
not.
like attention from men?
Period.
No.
Okay.
I like attention to what I'm doing.
Are you happily married?
I'm definitely happily married.
Are you bored in your marriage?
No.
Okay. Just people,
No,
you wanted me to ask the
no,
questions.
They want you to be messy.
No.
No,
Listen.
let's call it, let's call a thing a thing. They want you to be messy.
Baby, the whole shit is messy, honey. The whole Anton and Corey and all this shit is messy. All of it's messy. So people are just looking at what's put out there. You can't, social media is a gift and a curse. It's allowed people to make a lot of money off and put certain things out there, but it also opens up people to your perspective, your livelihood, and a lot of other things. And sometimes you can't escape that. And the best way to me, I think, listen, if you put something out there, you got to be willing to back it up. If you're on these pictures, you got to understand people are not going to always agree with you. People are going to have perspectives, opinions, and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You got to understand that you create that narrative a lot of times. You create the narrative. You give the people something to talk about. You know what I mean? You give them something to talk about and speculate about. You can't control how people think and how they speculate about it. Just know that if you do move a certain way, people are watching, just like you want them to support one aspect of your career or whatever you want to call it. You got to understand that there's going to be some scrutiny and some backlash and some opinions about it as well. It's just what it is, depending on what you put out there. If you don't want people to speculate and have all this to say about you, move differently. If you're okay with it, then keep doing what you're doing. Don't get mad about it or whatever. People are going to think what they're going to think. And you can't control that. So you got to be okay with it. So, but if you're not, push away from the table. Don't give so much. So that way there's nothing that they can speculate on. But if you keep that's why I think these interviews are going to backfire, because you keep giving them the same thing to speculate on. What you think they're going to keep doing? That's all they're going to talk about. That's all they're going to speculate about. And if you want to shift the narrative, it's going to be very difficult to do it, because now they put you in the category. All they care about from you is this gossip shit. They don't care about hearing other stuff you talking about. They don't take you seriously. That's what happens. People don't take you seriously when you make your main thing about spectacles that you created, because you do create them. When you put stuff out like that, even if you don't see it yourself, even if you think it's innocent, it could be all innocent. But even if it's innocent, you still got to look at how it's perceived by other people. And then everybody is not going to see it as innocent, especially when there's other parties involved. And the other person, is not making it seem like it's innocent. And you're not saying anything about it. So it's like, okay, people put it together and they perceive something totally different. May not even be what it is. But perception is everything to people who are perceiving it. And, and that could be frustrating. So if you don't want that type of perception, don't put it out there. And I think that's part of what her lesson is. She's saying she learned. Is to move differently. Like I said, as a married woman, you have to move, because people are watching. These people are watching. People are going to have opinions. Some people's opinions are spot on. Some of them aren't. It is what it is. And if it has no bearing on your life or whatever, some things you can ignore, because some opinions that people have is just like, whatever. We don't even pay it no mind. It don't make any sense. But a lot of it does, based on what you're putting out there. So yeah, change how you moving, honey. This ain't it.
They want you to hold on. This is the internet. They want you to be messy. They want you to be all in my business, and they want you to get something out of me that isn't there. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem in my marriage. Most of y'all didn't even know I was married, because this is why. And two, outside of outside of entertainment, just like your girl Beyonce, it's none of your damn business.
Yeah, she keeps a tight seal.
What try to, at least before the elevator.
Yeah.
But my point is the general public is only, with anybody that's in the public, is only preview to what you let them know. Now, a lot of them want to dig, a lot of them want to, find something salacious, this and that. That's fine, because people like drama. But
well, do you think it was embarrassing to your husband?
To do what?
No, not to do anything. Do you think the
headline?
the memes, the headlines?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was embarrassing to me because it wasn't true.
Yeah. Did he express to you how he felt?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, it was embarrassing to me because it wasn't true.
What did he say?
About
how he felt.
He didn't like it, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And
is that the reason why you walked away from the show with Anton?
No.
What was that reason? We're going to close this out. What was that reason why you walked away?
No, the reason why I chose to walk away is one, it wasn't true, but I don't need.
What was it true? The side chick?
Yes.
Okay.
The headline wasn't true. It was, and Corey said this out of his own mouth. I was just trying to get at he called him the N-word.
Sure.
And I understood it. I was the person caught in between, the casualty, whatever. But when somebody of that caliber says something and the general public doesn't know much about you, they can create all types of narratives.
Yep.
And so because they don't know much about me and they know Anton, he can get up on a platform and say, well, this is what it is, and so on and so on. When Anton spoke the next day, which was fine, because it had just happened. But when he spoke the next day, he was, so hype and boisterous from, what was happening with him, that he didn't properly address what had happened to me. And being that I wasn't on camera, I didn't have a voice. And so I depended on the person that I trust to be my voice.
Advocate, yep.
And also, being that you are on a big platform, everybody, for the most part, knows Anton. So when you go to, it's either you don't speak about it or you speak about it. And when he went to speak about it, he didn't advocate. He only still boistered towards whatever Corey had to say. And I get the boistering, but my avocation should have been first.
How did you inform him you were done with the show?
Well,
you call him or email or?
Well, again, I had to process it first. Because again, I had never been involved in something that's everywhere like that. And on top of that, it's a lie.
Yep.
And so I had to process how I wanted to move forward with that. But I called Anton and I spoke to him like I would do when we have any other business dealings.
Sure.
And I told him how I felt, like I'm telling you right now, about, avocation and things like that. And from that point on, he called, well, I'm gonna see how you, how you doing with it and such and such. But I just came to a point where I know that certain things aren't going to change because that's his platform, and I wouldn't want somebody to change their platform.
So how did he handle it? Was he just like, okay, if that's your decision, I respect it?
That's exactly what he said.
Okay.
Almost to the T.
Yep.
But
Okay, I'm stopping y'all. I'm gonna put the link to the full. We done went far now.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, I have a headache, baby. Shout out to her though. Blessings to her, and all that good stuff. Hopefully she can thrive and then grow, grow from this. Everybody needs to learn from their mistakes. But ooh, child, Lord have mercy. There's a lot that went wrong with this whole situation. In my opinion, it was a lot. It's a lot that transpired. I said before I didn't think Anton defended her or didn't, he did come out and say that he's managing her or whatever. But still it wasn't enough to say, you know what? Nah, she's not she's not a home wrecker, she's not my side piece. And he should have made that more clearer, in my opinion. But she came out and said it. But the way I could see why people are skeptical about what she's saying, because she's tap dancing around it. Look, if I got something to say, I'm gonna be clear about it. I'm gonna be adamant about it. Ain't no tap dancing. No, you disrespected me. You put me in a position that I shouldn't have been in. And yeah, I made some mistakes too. If I was Micca, this would how I would address it. No, you messed up. You put me in, and then where's your husband? Your husband should have been able to handle that too. But you know what? Sometimes maybe the husband had to step back because you put yourself there. I don't know. I don't know how their dynamics are. But what I'm saying is, no, he disrespected me. He put me in a position to be disrespected. You lied to me. You told me I was going to be on the show, but it really was not set up like that. And then we got there. That's what caused all of this. No, I don't want to work with you no more because it's too messy and I don't want to be constantly put in a position. I need you to tell people I am not your hoe. I am not your side piece. I need you to tell people that clearly, and I'm going to say it too. And I'm not with this because looks bad for me and it's disrespectful to me and my husband. That's what should have been said.
Oh my God.
Bottom line, there's all this other tap dancing around makes me think that maybe she's keeping options open, that maybe she would want to work with Anton again in the past because he was paying her. So, maybe that's what that's all about. No, you can't. That looks bad. That looks shady. It looks sketchy, in my opinion. So, that's that's just how it comes across, and like she said, all of that could not be true, but that's how people are perceiving it. If you just look all over social media, you'll see her name associated with side chick, side piece, and Anton. And that's not a good look for a married woman, period. I'm just saying, y'all. But listen, people gonna do what they want to do. She said that none of our business. Is not people's business, and in real life, it's not. But that's the social media. None of it's really people's business, but it gives people an opinion to have, a space to have an opinion. Because if you don't if your business is not public, then nobody would have a reason to respond or react or have an opinion. If we don't know if you're doing things the way you're supposed to, it wouldn't look like that. See, the thing is, you could create a narrative, you could make up some shit, but if you're not feeding it, then it'll go away quickly. If there's nothing to feed the speculation or feed the opinion of folks or feed a narrative, it disappears. So if somebody thought, oh, her and Anton might be doing something, and if we didn't have pictures of y'all together like that, looking like y'all posted up, or and honestly, I saw a video. I don't know, in somebody's apartment on YouTube. I don't know if it was Anton's apartment or her apartment. If I'm not mistaken, I thought it was her in that looked like her or some woman with some shorts on in the video in her apartment with Anton sitting there. And I saw that and I'm like, what the hell is? I thought what? I didn't know what was going on. Anyway, I don't know if y'all have seen that, but I saw a video of him with some chick, and it looked like her. I don't know if it's her. I can't say for sure. Walking in there, and I'm like, what is going on? But anyway, like I said, different strokes for different folks. Whatever they do privately, it spews out to the public, and then people are speculating. You can't blame people for speculating if they see stuff like this. People aren't stupid now. People aren't stupid. People see stuff and they talk about it, and that's just what it is. So the only way to combat that is not put stuff like that out there. Now if you're talking and you're just having opinions or whatever, people want to critique your opinion, they can do that too, but it's just an opinion. You're not giving them more stuff to feed off of, So yeah, that's up to you to do. That's on you. But anyway, y'all, I'm done. Damn, it's been 3 hours. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys for showing up, for showing out, for giving your thoughts and your comments, concerns, in the chat. I appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats or cash apps. Thank y'all so much. That definitely helps to support the channel, y'all. I appreciate y'all for that. Also, listen, make sure you hit the like button on your way out. I'm going to put the full link, which we damn near watch the full thing anyway, but I'll still put the link to support his channel. It's called Talk Perspective in the description. So make sure you check that out if you're interested. But baby, this was crazy. This was a doozy. Shout out to the person who wanted me to react to this, y'all. I gave my opinion. That's it. It's not personal or anything like that. It's just my thoughts on what I see on social media pertaining this whole Micca situation and Anton Daniels, y'all. It's just a mess. I ain't gonna lie. But y'all, thank y'all once again. Make sure you guys are supporting the channel by watching the videos that are posted. Y'all make sure you watch the videos posted on the channel, share and like them if you can. And leave a comment just to let me know it's real. All right. So thank y'all once again. I appreciate you guys so much for rocking with me. I'll see you soon. But until then, y'all be safe out here in these streets. Y'all take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.
It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. I hope you enjoy the show. Like, share, subscribe. You know it's a vibe. Like, share, subscribe. 'Cause you know it's a vibe. It's DeeDeesReactions. Tell a friend, it's DeeDeesReactions. It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. Later.